if everybody's ready, I guess we'll just talk about the movie and stuff.
Don't say and stuff. Just say we'll talk about the movie.
Now grab your tickets because we're getting to the theater. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Adam.
I'm Erica.
I'm Corey.
I'm Jeremy.
Before we get talking about our movie today, which you know what it is you clicked on it on
Spotify,
YouTube, wherever you listen to this, you know what movie we're doing. But first, as of right now, our first episode just came out.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
And we also now have our social media accounts. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter.
I thought you were going to say X. I was like, no.
X?
No.
But
We're calling it Twitter till the day we die. Just like ABC Family will always be ABC Family.
Twitter. I missed that little bird.
wait, what's ABC Family now?
Freeform?
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
But you did watch this movie.
Yes.
So we're on all those platforms. Our tag is Get2Theater. Get the number 2 theater. So it should be pretty easy to find us. This is episode 13, so we're just excited that as of this recording, that all that stuff's out there.
We're just happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. We're having a good time. So go follow us on there, subscribe, leave comments, like us, whatever you feel like doing. So for today's episode, we're talking about The Nice Guys from 2016.
This is your pick, finally.
Yeah, I haven't had a pick since episode 2.
Oh, yeah, you picked The Crow.
Yeah. We put all of our movies in a random generator, so it just threw them in a random order, and mine were all put at the end. I'm fine with that. I've had a good time recording these previous 13 or 12 episodes. But this movie is actually special because this is tied to our last episode, Lethal Weapon. Because the director of this film, Shane Black, also wrote Lethal Weapon.
Oh. Okay.
And I definitely got that vibe between these two characters in the setting.
That's fair.
It reminded me a lot of Lethal Weapon.
That's his specialty, I guess.
I always think of him from, of course, Lethal Weapon, but he was also one of the soldiers from The Predator.
Didn't he do Iron Man 3, too?
He also directed Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I get that vibe. It feels very Iron Man 3-y.
Which is cool because at the very beginning of this movie, the first character we meet is played by Ty Simpkins, who is the little annoying kid from Iron Man 3 helping Tony Stark.
Really?
I knew I recognized that kid from somewhere.
He was
Jurassic World.
He was also the more annoying little kid in Jurassic World.
That murdered me when I saw that scene where he just started crying, talking about his parents being divorced, and I was just like, is now the time for this kid?
Right? Like, people are dying. Read the room.
Well, people weren't dying in that moment, or that he didn't know about. But he was just like, Mom and Dad are getting a divorce.
It's just like, now of all times?
It's like, bro, we're on vacation.
There
Look
are
at the dinosaurs.
Exactly.
There's dinosaurs running around you. What?
You're watching a dinosaur eat another one like you're at SeaWorld.
So our movie is set in 1977 Los Angeles. It opens up on Ty Simpkins
Sneaking into his parents' room at night. When I saw this, it took me back to when I was a kid. Crawls on the floor, gets under the bed, and steals his dad's porno mag.
Was that a thing children were doing?
That's 100% what some kids would do.
Well, I got two stories for this. One, I had a friend in high school that would steal her dad's porn mags and give them to me.
So you weren't even keeping the porn in the family. You were going to other families
That
to get their
homie
porn.
was-
No. I wasn't asking for porn.
She was like, you look like you need some porn.
She's like, hey, you don't have internet at home. It's the early 2000s. You look like a creep. Here's a Hustler magazine.
She was a real one.
Oh, yeah.
Shout outs to the homie.
Love her to
wherever
death.
you are.
You know what? I know you would enjoy this.
Yeah. Shout outs to whoever that was.
Now the other one, one of my dear friends back home. But the other story is my sister found our dad's porn collection when we were kids, and instead of sharing that information with me. A desperate, perverted, horny child. She told our dad she found it, and the motherfucker found a new hiding place for it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
What cracks me up is why would you go to your dad and let him know, hey, I found this magazine?
She
or
was
whatever.
protecting her brother.
She was like, he doesn't need to see this. I've been traumatized for the both of us.
No. It was more like, I saw this. Adam would like this. Let me make sure he can't see it.
That's 100% because I'll tell you right now. Oh, no, dude. My buddy, I went over there to spend the night one night. He's like, hey, man, you got to check something out.
Oh,
and that was like my friend we would always watch movies with. Like, that was we just watched movies and play video games. Typical. And I was like, oh, okay, what? He's like, I got to wait till my parents go to sleep. I was like,
Damn.
oh, what's this going to be? And then on top of their TV stand, Dad, Mom are asleep, and he just pulls down like 3 DVDs, and they were poor. I was like, what is that? He's like this. He's like, yeah. And I was like this.
On top of the TV
All right.
stand.
I was like, all right, bet. And
Corey was like, hey, bro, can you leave the room for like 2 minutes?
I tell you what, I was like this. Now we don't really need to watch this. I don't want to watch this while you're here.
Yeah, that kind of put a damper on the mood.
I'm going to take this with me, and then I'll give it back.
He was like, yeah, no, I don't want to. I just wanted to show you, man. This is pretty. I didn't know this was a thing. I was
just so next time you come over, it's right there. So
we'll take turns.
I got my porn like everybody else, I guess, in my time. We just turned on Cinemax at like midnight.
Oh, you turned on Skinemax.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Turned on Skinemax
Got that
at
real
like midnight, and
softcore.
that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
The stuff that has so much loud music play, you can't hear anything.
Which is why I also don't like porn with music anymore.
No, it's 100% because you're like this. I can't hear shit. What is happening? And they're like this.
But every now and then you hear a wet slapping sound.
I remember like, you can cut this out, but like one of the most like earliest porns I've ever seen was like a Lord of the Rings parody. And it like
Dildo Baggins?
I don't remember what it's called, but it was like that. It stayed with me for a very long time. I was like, wow, the artistry in this, the storytelling, amazing.
You got ridiculous.
They didn't have Peter Jackson. They had Peter Jack Off.
Damn.
So our little kid character, who I believe has no lines of dialogue.
Nope.
Just circling
Yeah.
back real fast though.
Oh, we haven't even gotten into the movie yet.
Yeah, but does his mom not clean up under their bed?
That might have been recently used and wasn't in like with the rest of the stash.
In
like
the spot.
yeah, he
Like-
just tossed it under there like, yeah, I'm done with that for now.
She almost caught him. She was coming out of the bathroom or something. He's like,
Yeah, just
There you go. You're right.
recently
You're right.
used, just discarded. A very layered, nuanced conversation here.
This is a very porn-heavy episode, everybody. Just wait.
I mean,
just for 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. but
Oh, that's fair. No, that's fair.
no, it's
Oh,
yeah. So Ty Simpkin opens this magazine, and the centerfold pops out, and he's looking at it, and it's a naked woman, and she's laid out, and then it says Misty Mountains. And as he's looking at this in the background, there's a big window behind him, and there's a hill. And you just see cars' headlights fly over this hill and start coming down toward the house, and this car barrels right through his fucking living room.
A beautiful Trans Am.
It was so nice.
Oh gosh, the blue, and then I love it when he walks out, sees the destruction, and it's like this. Oh, let me look in the car. Nobody in the car, even though it's flipped on its hood,
And upside down and on fire.
Oh, yeah, it was on fire.
on fire, and then out of nowhere, there's somebody laying on the ground over there, and lo and behold, Misty Mountains.
Tits up, pussy out.
First of all, very gorgeous.
Well, she was also laying in like almost the exact same pose she was laying in the magazine.
Magazine.
Shit, she was.
Well, but she also had her legs crossed in such a way where we couldn't see her vulva.
Can't show that Volvo.
Yeah, can't show that.
But her license plate said Misty
M.
and she just looks at him and she says, "Do you like my car, big boy?" And then she dies, and Ty Simpkin just puts his shirt over her once he hears sirens coming.
But like he only
Such
covers
decency.
her tits.
Well,
And
to
I'm
be
like,
fair, I don't think
He's a
his
li-
shirt could cover more.
Thank you.
He
He's a
is
little boy.
child.
Yeah.
This kid's like 13, maybe.
The fact that he did that, though, I was like, you know what?
I
His
feel
parents
like
raised him right.
We could have figured out a way to cover some more surface area.
Well,
My thing was, where the fuck were his parents?
Well-
A car just barreled through your house.
Slept through the whole thing.
No one's screaming. No one's like, "Hey, Timmy,
why
are
is
you
she,
okay?"
Why is she driving butt naked?
I mean,
also
live a little
You were
bit.
right.
Question.
Like she was a butt naked.
She might have been
driving.
on the run from the from recording.
That's
Yeah.
We
mid action. Shit goes wild.
So after we sadly lose the gorgeous Misty Mountains,
R.I.P.
she was a real one. I believe this is where we are introduced to Russell Crowe through a case he's working.
Yep.
So it cuts to a
girl.
No, the girl is there, but it's that video of like the kids in school. It's like the kids are going to the beach today. Timmy's got a dark towel.
Oh.
Leslie has a bright towel. Jeffrey has a gay towel.
And it's a rainbow.
It's
towel.
yeah, it's like a rainbow.
And all the kids are laughing hysterically in
Like-
class, and I was like, "Is this what happened back then?"
Man, this shit's wild.
Not gonna lie, 2003, that would have got me.
It's 2024, and that
Yeah.
shit made me laugh.
I was just like, I didn't expect it at all. It is just like I saw the rainbow, and I thought they were going to say something about multicolor or something
Yeah.
like that, and it was like gay
Light color,
towel.
dark color, gay.
I was just like, no.
It was funny though, but all the kids in the class are laughing, and it zooms in on this one particular girl.
Right.
And then we get the Russell Crowe narration. His character, by the way, is Jackson Healy. And if you look at my notes, I spell his name wrong. Halfway through my notes, I start spelling his name wrong.
Well,
But so Jackson Healy, he's like an enforcer. People hire him to handle other people.
Like the opposite of a PI.
Exact opposite of a
He
PI.
finds them.
And he, as he says later, he is a messenger. So he's following this little girl, and he's doing this narration about kids today know too much. They are too exposed to stuff. And again, this is the 70s. And he follows this girl, and she goes out to this car, and there's a grown-ass man in the car. Mm-hmm. And he says, yeah, she thinks she's got it all. She's got a guy giving her weed. He's a grown man. She thinks he's cool. He's got a nice car.
Triple her age.
I
Triple
will
her
say
age.
that the kids in this movie actually look like kids.
This little girl goes to this man's house, and she's smoking weed with him, and he's calling her baby and shit. And she
Pushing her
leaves.
hair back and stuff.
Yeah, they're
Like,
smoking
grooming
weed.
her.
And I like
Literally.
Russell Crowe puts on these brass knuckles after she leaves, and he walks up to the door
Oh, so excited.
and knocks, and the guy opens the door. I think he asks him his name, and he just punches him in the face. And he goes, very, very calmly, very softly, "Stay away from little girls." And he just walks away. He goes, "People hire me when they need something taken care of." He's like, people think they have love and all this. Love is when you buy a house for someone you hate. I was in love once. It was such that noir moment.
Yeah.
Just that narration of I was in love once.
It was rough. I said, damn, that's kind of messed up. I think Etta asked me like right after that. She was like, "Is that what love is?"
Apparently.
For a man that's been broken, yeah, that's what love is. Because you could tell that man been broken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he also has that line of love's grand, isn't it?
several grand.
But we will get to that.
Yeah, so that's how we meet Jackson Healy. And we now go to Ryan Gosling's character, who is Holland March.
Laying
Yep.
in that bathtub.
That
Fully
was so funny.
Fully suited up.
That was such a
Yeah.
good reveal, because when you first see him in the tub, you can just see him from the neck up. The way that the way it's angled, and there's a thing playing on the TV about the Detroit automotive show. Mm-hmm. The lady on the show is interviewing a guy named Bergen Paulson,
What was he, over Cadillac?
something like that.
Some kind of car brand, because that was like the main attraction.
Yeah, because he was saying something about these cars are so good they practically drive themselves. Mm-hmm. When the phone rings, it does the reveal of Ryan Gosling is just laying in this tub, fully clothed.
You right off the bat, you get two male characters that are depressed as can be. Like,
I'll say this though,
Therapy.
Healy is not as depressed because he's actually up and about.
well, yeah, he's showing.
He doesn't drink.
They're showing like the two sides.
Yeah,
you got
they're
the
the
one
parallels.
that's sulking,
Yeah,
and the one that's just, I'm just going to do something about it.
yeah. Because Ryan Gosling's character is a drunk in this movie.
Yes. Which shocked me.
But there's also the lady on the TV asks the man about these smog allegations, and he says, that's nothing to worry about. Ryan Gosling, when he gets the phone call, it's his daughter. He can't get to the phone in time. She leaves a message, something about, just want to remind you, today is my birthday. Go big. Also, you're supposed to be at work today. And
It was Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday?
I think so.
Yeah, because this movie takes place over the course of like
A week.
3 days, 4 days.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
Yep.
We don't have any. I don't have the exact timeline written down. I didn't think to write that. But he has something written on his hand, and it says, "You will never be happy," with a little smiley face.
Yep.
I never saw that.
Really?
And now it makes sense with the other part at the end.
Yeah,
Damn.
you see it. One good close up of it right here, but then you see little glimpses of it throughout the film.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah. We find out he is an ex-cop through his own opening narration. We find out he's an ex-cop. His wife died. He spends all of his time drinking. He's sitting in line at a gas station, and they're doing gas rations in the 70s.
10 gallons was your limit, I think. And then you see like two guys getting in a fight.
But then also, those gas prices, 66 cents for gas? What I would kill.
I tell you right now.
But the ration thing worked like on odd number days. If your license plate ended with an odd number, you could get gas.
Oh.
I remember.
I was reading about it this morning.
Talking about deja vu. There was something we did on another episode that was like that.
Was there?
I think so. I can't remember it, so I'm not going to try and tail off.
When I'm editing, I'll probably find it. And just for laughs, I'm going to cut it out.
Wow.
Bitch ass.
Damn.
So, but when he's sitting in line for gas, he's actually reading a newspaper that says Brazil's killer bee continues its rampage. Not killer bees.
B.
Killer bee. One fucking bee.
How?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, that thing
'Cause,
is
like, when
a mass murderer.
When it stings, don't bees die?
They do. They
I
lose
don't
their
know if
stinger.
all of them do.
When they lose it,
Because it rips out their fucking guts, doesn't it?
Yikes.
Like the stinger is attached to stuff, and I think some of them when they sting, that all comes out and it kills
so they
the bee.
disembowel themselves.
It's
when
true.
they-
You do
In a fashion.
You do see that
I'm
connection.
not an insect scientist, so someone correct me in the comments.
It's kind of heinous.
I'm gonna just
Little
say insectologist.
I was thinking that, but I was like, I know that's not right.
Oh, I know. I'm about to hear it.
Bug guy.
An entomologist?
Sure.
But yeah, so the killer bee.
Killer bee. March meets with his client, an older lady,
Oh,
Lily Glenn.
glass bottles as glasses.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Erica had to find out why this lady looked so familiar. Do you remember?
She was in Minority Report. She was that old lady.
That
Wow.
that had the plants.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Same lady.
Oh, the wild one that
When he
that
broke
Was
in.
randomly making out with Tom Cruise? Yeah.
Nasty.
She's a different one.
I gotta find her name, but
First of all,
welcome back to the show.
she reminded me the glasses of the herbologist, or not the herbologist.
The lady from Harry Potter.
Yes, the one that was like this.
Trelawney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always looked like that. Yeah, those glasses.
Lois Smith, by the way. Well, he meets with her, and she wants him to find her niece, and he also meets with another client who's trying to find her missing husband.
Wait, was
Fred.
it her niece or her daughter?
It was her niece.
Her niece,
It was
Misty.
Mrs. Glenn's niece. Is
Gotcha.
missing.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And another old lady is trying to find her missing husband, Fred.
Who? Oh yeah, no, that's who we met first. Was Fred?
Yeah, I got them out of order.
That not me too.
Yeah, but as she's telling him what Fred looks like, he glances over and there's an urn on the mantle that says Fred, and he has that thing of like covering his mouth to hide a scream. And
I really like the line though when he's like, and when was the last time you saw Fred? And she was like, I haven't seen him since the funeral.
I was just like this. I was like,
This lady is she ain't all there.
no, she's
he knew who his targets were. He knew where that money was.
he says he'll get right on it.
Yep. Gotta get paid.
Uh-huh.
I love it though. It's just like it's exactly what you think of. Like he's like a door-to-door salesman for PI work. Yeah. It's
Yes.
just like this. You're that guy.
And then Mr. Healy meets with Amelia, and she says there's 2 guys following her, but she only has the name and address for one of them, which she wrote down on a little, almost like a Post-it note.
A little hippo Post-it note.
No, it's a pink cow.
You're right.
It's a pink cow, and
All the animal shapes that
Right?
it was hilarious.
because later on Ryan Gosling has a little duck drawn on his cast, but she's like, she's scared. Russell Crowe, Healy is talking about how he'll handle it, consider it done, and then he tells her that she's $7 short.
Yeah, she's like talking about how like she doesn't feel safe and she's really glad that he's like helping her and stuff. And then he's
Man.
like, "You're $7 short."
You know what?
Sure, kid.
I felt terrible until later on in the movie. I was like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100% get all the money you need out of that.
You're short, kid.
Pay
me.
up.
Listen, I'm about to go do some enforcing. Give me that $7.
After he said that, I was like, damn.
Right?
Straight to business.
He's a businessman. So we don't do that sentimental stuff here, kid. Where's my cash? I work with real clients.
Was she the same girl in the beginning?
The one that crashed the car?
No. The one that was
Was
getting
with
the
the man.
weed from the old man.
Yeah.
No. That was a little high school girl.
That was a little middle school girl. That was definitely
Little middle
yeah,
school. You're
yeah.
right. She was 13, middle school. No, this is
Well, Amelia was high school, wasn't she?
no.
No, she's college.
Definitely a crazy college kid making high form art.
No, I thought she was like underage.
I really like that car though she's driving. That like little
Oh, the it.
yeah, the convertible like Tang.
It's called a it.
They
Okay.
could
The
come up with a
IT.
better name.
No, it was like I forgot the brand of it, but it was like the it or something or the thing.
I like it. I want one. Like I want it in that color too.
It
like
reminded
that
me of like a
hockey.
vehicle they would have on like a safari.
Because I think they were
Yes.
like competitors for
Jeep?
I can't remember if it was that or for like Volkswagen or like the Beetle. I forgot the whole stick of what their sale point was, but not a lot of people wanted them because of how ugly they were.
They are hideous, but I want one. And this is probably the only time I sympathize with Amelia this whole film.
Oh, it's 100%.
yeah.
Was she scared at the beginning?
Well, no, I sympathize at the end.
No, because we'll
Her-
get there. We'll get
We'll
there.
get there.
I sympathize at the very end. Because
We'll get there.
That's
Because
that
when they
stuff.
get her in the bed and she finally starts talking, I'm like, okay, girl, no.
Oh no! I'm talking about after that.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Where were we? Russell Crowe was doing stuff?
Yeah,
Russell
so
Crowe just talked to her, but then it shows
This is where he's meeting Ryan Gosling now.
no, because we also see a little bit of Ryan Gosling's investigation because he goes to like that porn theater and he's got Amelia's ID
There's porn all over this movie.
Oh
all
yeah,
over, and he's asking the guy, "You seen this girl?" No, and he mentioned something about he like works in a dirty business, and his wife called it the rumpy bumpy or something like that. He said she was English. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, yeah.
And we never see a photograph of the wife or anything like that.
Well, I think I know why, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the house burned down.
She died in the.
You're so smart. I knew there's a reason I keep you around.
Yeah.
And it was the 70s. So he goes to this bar and he asks the bartender, "Hey, I'm looking for a girl. She might have been in here 2 nights ago. Amelia, dark hair, about 5'8". 5'8". And he goes, "Any chance she might have paid with a credit card?" And the bartender, "You want me to go pull the credit card records like that?" And Ryan Gosling pulls out this little origami T-shirt.
Yep.
He goes, "Yeah," and the guy's like, "Is that a shirt?"
I was like, folded it myself.
He says, "Made it myself."
Ah.
And the bartender pulls out a bat and he goes, "And I made this myself."
He's like, sometimes it's a rough job.
Yeah,
Oh.
sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And then it shows him that night after the bartender locks up the place, he goes in to break in.
Oh.
And this is the cartoon that is Ryan Gosling's character in this movie. He goes up to the thing and he's got a trench coat, he's got a hat, and he's got sunglasses. And he puts this
Handkerchief.
I almost said rag. He puts his
rag.
handkerchief around his hand and he punches the glass and he almost drags his wrist across the edges, and when he pulls his hand out, just spraying blood, and he's looking around did that
Oh, that's a lot of blood.
that's
Yeah.
He's like,
Just,
I think he mutters, "I gotta get to a hospital."
yep.
And then it shows him getting wheeled out in the ambulance, and he's flailing all around in the ambulance, we're losing him.
Yeah.
and he's just
He's losing a lot of
trying
blood.
to look at it still.
Yeah. And when they wheel him out of the hospital, this nun pushes him out, and the nun's like, "Are you willing to find Jesus?" I'm trying to find Amelia.
He just grabs her face. Like the side cheek, he's like,
No,
I
I thought
Amelia.
I thought he put his hat on her head.
I don't know. His hand went to her face. That's
Okay,
all I
I just thought he put his hat on her, but I'm trying to find Amelia.
But like, what I like about this, every time I see Ryan Gosling in a comedy, I get so sad that he doesn't do more comedies. Because like, this man is so funny.
He really is.
I enjoyed him very much in this movie.
Watch the new Fall Guy movie. He's hilarious in it.
That does look good.
It's so good.
Haven't seen it yet.
That might be a stay tuned.
Oh, sure. The next morning we get another like smog alert. Like it's almost like the radio. It goes, hey, if you don't have to go outside and do a lot of activity today, stay indoors.
Yeah, they're
smog
like,
alert in L.A.
They're like, don't come out after 6 p.m.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
curfew.
what are we supposed to do with air conditioning? It's still pumping throughout the house.
Well, we also see there's like a lot of wide shots of the city, and there's so much like smog in all these shots. And
I never noticed it.
Remember that, listener. It's important later. It shows now in this morning after the little smog alert, Healy waking up, and we get the flashback of him at the diner, and he's at this little restaurant with his wife, girlfriend, whatever have you. But he looks nice. He's wearing a black leather jacket. He's got a tie on, and she just out of nowhere she just goes, Jack, I'm fucking your father. And he spits his drink out. He drops it. He goes, what?
Because like he's reading one of those like you have a daily word.
Yeah.
You can learn, and it was like what anonymity,
ambiguity,
yeah,
An annuity?
something like that. Because he's
we'll
like
figure
this.
it out.
He accepted her betrayal with complete and utter anonymity, or something like that. And that's when it goes to it. You're like this.
Enmity?
Amity.
Hold on. No.
Amityville.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's ambiguity.
I was gonna say ambiguity. Yeah.
The word was equanimity, the quality of being calm and even-tempered, composure. Mm-hmm. And that's where he has the thing of looking in the mirror. You know, he accepted her betrayal with equanimity. And we get the little flashback.
I mean, to be told your dad's doing a better job than you are, I wouldn't be able to handle it.
There's a lot of betrayal in that moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
What a bombshell.
So he gets ready. He dry brushes his teeth. He just picks the toothbrush up off the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He feeds his fish. He looks at the little word. He collects his things, which I believe is Amelia's pink cow note. He
was a comb, glasses, and shades.
Yes.
And then he left his brass knuckles on the TV when he was leaving. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, he's about to try and enforce.
He's going to work.
But this is where they two meet.
Yes, now this is where Healy and March meet. Because Healy's driving up and he sees a little girl.
Walking around the park with her little book.
No, she's not in a park. She's in an empty lot.
Yeah, but my brain read it
That's
as a
fair.
park.
Oh, yeah, but she's in a lot, which we learn about later. He goes up to the house. He knocks on the door. He says, Holland March? And Ryan Gosling says, who is it? He goes, messenger service. And when March opens the door, Healy just like does that palm strike thing right in his nose.
Oh, I know.
He's like, we're going to play a game. You're going to shut the fuck up and I'm going to talk. Sorry, everybody. There's a construction crew outside cutting down some trees that fell in our neighborhood from that hurricane last week. March says, I love that game.
Yeah, I want to play that game.
And he leans down to him and he's like, you can live like this on a PI salary?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We also forgot to mention that Russell Crowe's character is supposed to be Irish from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He was raised Irish. Ryan Gosling's like, what's the message? He goes, oh yeah. Stop looking for Amelia. I'm not looking for Amelia. She's just a person of interest.
And then he's like, who's giving you this information or who's asking you? He like gives up his customer immediately.
Immediately, like, yeah, this old lady told me to find her.
Yeah, but I love Russell Crowe's response. He goes, you gave it to your client?
That easy? He's like, no, I just made an executive decision that I needed to come up with it.
No, I asked you one little question. You just yep. You gave me everything.
Gave me everything.
And Ryan Gosling's like sprawled out on the floor.
Well,
at this point he's
trying to
humped,
get the cookie jar.
He's humped over he's slumped over the bar, and he goes for the jar.
Grabs his revolver, gets hit again, It
Russell
gets flung.
Russell Crowe slaps it out of his hand and
Yeah.
he punches him in the back of the head. He goes, "You obviously didn't get the message."
He's like, no, I got it now.
He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't get the message."
He's like, so you got it? He's like, yeah, I got it now. I can feel it.
And then he
I
crawls
feel
for
it.
the gun again.
Yep.
And he goes, "You're really not getting the message."
And then he finally was like, yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't get it. I got it now though. I got it now. I'm okay. He goes, "Okay, good. Give me one more thing. Give me your left arm."
Yeah.
No.
What you
no.
gonna do? Tell the doctor.
But he gets his arm behind his back. He goes, "Did you cut yourself?"
He's like,
He
I'm
goes,
going through.
I'm dealing with an injury. He goes, "All right, you're gonna tell your doctor
You got a spiral fracture.
a spiral fracture of the left radius."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no. He goes, "Deep breath," and you just hear
And then he's
oh my
Screams
god!
like a little girl.
Like
he just.
Yeah, those wrist fractures are terrible.
Oh my gosh, it was so fucking funny though.
And that was the same arm he cut.
Yeah, that was the same wrist
Yeah.
he had already cut. That's why I think he asked
Yeah.
him, "You cut yourself?"
Yeah.
You sound like Marky Mark when you do this impression of Russell Crowe.
I will stop doing it then. Hey, bro, you want to go solve a murder?
His arm was just jacked up.
Because he's not doing a fucking
Yeah.
Bronx accent.
Yeah.
A Bronx accent is much thicker than what Russell Crowe is doing in this movie.
Well, the man is trying to cover an
Australian
Australian
Yeah,
accent with
right.
Irish Bronx.
Yeah.
Just let him be
Yeah.
Australian. Marge is laying on the floor, just whimpering, and Healy's like, "You mind if I have an apple?" And he
He just
takes
eats it.
He's like, "Hey, you have a good day now, Mr. March." And he leaves the house, and the little girl walks up, and this is Holly. She is March's daughter, and she is played by.
Is she named after him?
I assumed because his name is Holland. She's played by someone else. Look up this name because I can't pronounce it.
She's played by the girl from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
She was in all of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films,
Really?
She was in those films.
and I'm not even. Her last name is Rice.
Hold up, I'm coming.
But it's so funny. She's so sweet. She goes up to him and offers him a yoo-hoo.
Oh my
Injury.
god, Andrew? Okay, Andrew Rice.
Andrew Rice offers him a yoo-hoo, and he's like, you know what? I haven't had one of those in about 30 years.
I love how he just throws the apple over his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Fuck this apple. Let me get a yoo-hoo."
Let me get
Oh, yeah.
this watered-down chocolate.
I had one the other day at work.
Oh, I love them.
I grabbed one out of the cooler, man. It was delicious.
I'll chug a yoo-hoo.
He was like, "I'll treat myself."
But what I appreciated is after the one yoo-hoo, he goes to his apartment with a case of yoo-hoo.
Oh yeah.
A couple
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah, he went
Yes.
and bought those. You
Like,
they were
this
good.
dude-
The whole delivery
All
case
of it.
with 4 packs.
Yep.
If this guy was ever an addict,
It takes one time.
for him,
Yeah.
he'd
Takes
be
one
off the
time.
fucking wagon in no time.
One time.
Because he said he hadn't had a yoo-hoo in 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Hey, Drake, what's it? I'm buying stock.
And you know what's the saddest thing? He doesn't get a single sip of any of those yoo-hoos.
Yeah,
That's
straight
true.
rocked in the
It's
back of the
fucking
head.
tragic. Because he lives above a comedy club. And he goes up to
Which
his
sounds
apartment.
terrible.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
horrid.
god, doesn't it?
Absolutely horrid. You ain't sleeping.
It was the
No.
worst.
You'll never know sleep again. But he's going up the stairs and he says to someone behind him, like, this isn't for customers or something. He doesn't say that exact word.
I think he says this is in a public area.
Public
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah.
And the voice, you'll know the voice. Sexy voice. Keith David
It was a good one.
wanders into this fucking movie.
It's a great voice.
That's how I found out Keith David was still alive.
Actually, every time he popped up on screen, I would turn to Etta and say, "That's Keith David."
Yeah.
Every time, and she's just like,
That's motherfucking Goliath from Gargoyles.
every time he popped up, like, "That's Keith David."
But his character doesn't get a name. He's just called in the IMDb credits. I believe he's just credited as the old man. Sorry, older guy.
Yeah, because he doesn't really do much except 2 fight scenes.
Yeah, he's in like 3 scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
But you never get a name. His character's not super important, which sucks because it's fucking Keith David.
Right.
Bad guy.
His fucking
He's
bitch.
just been called old bad guy. But when Russell Crowe turns around, someone opens his apartment door.
Oh, no,
and
he gets-
freaking like a blackjack to the back of the head.
Well, the guy comes out of the apartment holding the gun in his head.
he hits him with a gun.
And then
Hits him with a
he's
gun.
like, oh, so this is what's happening. And then without answering anything, that's when he just gets clocked.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
believe one of them
Who's
actually asked him.
fault?
I believe they were just like, "You got a place up here?"
Yeah, I think it's Keith David. Like,
Yeah.
you live above a comedy club. But the other guy is Blueface.
Oh God, I love that scene.
Which is a
right
wild
here.
name to have before.
He's played by a
Before
guy named
Blueface?
Bo Knapp. His last name is Knapp.
Yes, no.
I'd
So I
say
assume Knapp.
Bo Nap. But yeah, they're just like, you got a place up here?
You live above a comedy club?
And
Right.
then the other one hits him in the back of the head and
Knocks him out.
destroys all his usual.
Oh my god, that was so sad to watch. He wakes up in the apartment and basically like asking him where Amelia is, and he says, I don't know anyone named Amelia. And Blueface is being a real asshole, and Russell Crowe says to Keith David, hey, can you do something with this guy? He's being very unprofessional. Keith David says, hey, come in here, I found something. And Russell Crowe's like, no, don't mess with that. That's for a friend of mine. I'm holding that for him. Just trust me. There's one of those blue, and there's just, and the glass inside that office is covered in blue paint.
Yep, and the guy gets covered in blue paint.
And for the rest of the movie, he's referred to as Blueface.
And Russell Crowe's like, I told you not to touch that.
Yeah, he's like, but he's always calm and polite. He goes, look, I understand this is the business, but I told you not to touch that. He goes, you want to come in here, rough me up, break my stuff? I get it, no problem with that. But the guy, Russell Crowe, tells him, he goes, like, I told you not to open that. And the guy throws a fish at him.
Yeah.
And Healy is like, he's like, come on, man, not the fish. He goes and he's waving his gun around, and Russell Crowe says, look, man, that gun's gonna be your dinner. And he grabs the other fish, Blueface, and he says, dinner? You wanna have dinner? Here, eat this fucking fish.
I tell you what, trying to kill a man's fish like that.
That was messed up.
In this moment of Healy being interrogated, we also get the scene of March going to see Mrs. Glenn. And he's like, Mrs. Glenn, your niece is dead. Mm-hmm. Her niece, Misty Mountains.
Right.
Terrible name.
It's a porn name. But she believes her niece to be alive.
Yes.
With those not even bifocals.
Oh my god, Coke bottle lenses.
As a person that has really thick glasses, like, that's insane.
There's no way you can look through that.
At all.
Not a chance.
And not see into the future?
How did she not see what was coming?
But Mrs. Glenn believes that her niece is alive because she went over to her house
And
2 days after the crash.
Saw her in a blue pinstripe
Suit through the
suit,
window,
something.
and then she saw her drive away.
Yep. And this is 2 days after the crash.
Yes. So
She saw Misty drive away?
2 days
she
after
saw
the
what
crash.
she thought. That's the construction on that tree. Sorry if you picked that up on the recording.
Heck yeah, man. They
She saw someone leave the house with dark hair, young lady. She thinks it was Misty.
Oh, but it was probably Amelia.
It was Amelia.
Yeah.
March tells her, "Look, your niece is dead. You stop looking for her. I'm done with this case." And she pulls up a checkbook.
And doesn't have like a number. She's like, and I don't know how much money, but I assume back then where they were living, she wasn't worried about money.
Well, I
If
looked
you're
up,
retired in LA, you gotta be something.
and in the
Especially back in that
1970s.
day, yeah.
Well, I looked up 10 grand in 1977 is about $52,000 now.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
That's
Inflation's
why.
insane.
That's why
Right.
everybody that can talk about how they saved up and bought a house can just go ahead and suck it.
Yeah.
Okay.
but he asks her, or he reluctantly takes the money, and he walks out. You can see him folding the check up.
Reluctantly, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. He gets in the car and Holly is driving the car.
The 13-year-old?
The
Yeah.
13-year-old drives him all over the place.
Is it because of
he's-
his wrist?
No, because he's a raging alcoholic.
Oh,
I also think because it's the 70s, he's a drunk. He's
That's-
not
yeah.
particularly being fatherly. But it's
a-
funny. It's funny.
He tries to be a father.
He tries.
Yeah.
This kid, I like this kid character. She's actually pretty entertaining to watch.
She keeps him on point.
She does. She definitely does that.
She holds him accountable.
But he gets in the car and he goes, "Now look, I'm gonna ask you a question. Answer me truthfully.
God, I
Don't
love
try to
this.
spare me because I'm your dad."
This is why I loved her character.
He says, "Am I a bad person?"
Is she without a beat drop without dropping a beat? Yeah, you're a terrible person. And he's just like this. Drive.
Yeah. It's like you're not supposed to tell me the truth. Just drive the car. Go.
You're my daughter. And
Yeah.
she's just like this. The whole eye roll. It cracked me up.
And this is cut in between the old guy Keith David and Blueface in Healy's apartment, and Healy tells him look, like I said earlier, he didn't mind the roughhousing, the threatening, all that. He was fine with that, But the dude's just being a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he's like, what was your plan? You're going to come here and start feeding me fish and then make me angry? And I'm like, oh, God.
But did you notice that when he stands up and he leans against the wall?
I knew exactly what he was doing.
When he leaned against the wall, he was like, ooh, my shoulder's tender.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that the first time around. And we learned why later on.
Because right when he hit it, he was like...
Yeah, he flinched. And
Why did we learn? What?
that's where he got shot.
Oh,
The
right.
diner guy.
Yes.
when he got on the
okay.
newspaper.
Yeah. He says something about you made an enemy. The one thing that I can't forgive is you're a fucking moron. And he hits the switch and he turns on the lights and the TV
Everything.
and the guys start shooting and Blueface shoots at him
That poor
Shoots a woman
woman.
across the apartment complex.
right across the fucking alley and this woman just takes a bullet.
She like turns and falls. It's a beautiful hit, but it's like, oh my god.
You just see, oh, just down.
That's so
And
fucked up.
He does the most combat rolls, gets into his bedroom, rolls under the bed, grabs his pump action shotgun, and then just rails
Just
one
goes
to
to
the
pump
door.
action?
Almost catches Keith Davis. And I thought he like
Keith David.
Keith David.
Two first names.
Thank you. Because I didn't.
We'll show
even know
respect
his
to Keith
name.
David. We love Keith David on this show.
Oh, Keith David? Amazing.
But this is also our second under bed shotgun.
Yes.
Denzel Washington had one in Training Day.
But apparently that's just a place to keep those.
Oh, no, that's 100%.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but Denzel had his on a swivel.
That's
Oh,
how you.
He
That's,
had that shit on a swivel.
That's why you're a professional.
Yes.
Fucking professional.
They chase out of the apartment, and I believe the next is we cut to Holly's birthday party at the bowling alley.
Yes.
Oh my God, the one friend, Janet.
Janet.
I tell you right now, first of all, she's an annoying.
Is it
Ryan
Junior or is it Jessica?
Jessica's the
good
friend
one.
at the end.
Okay.
At the bowling alley, it's Janet.
Gotcha.
Janet's the one because this is where Holly, well, the same area or the same scene, but yeah, Janet's annoying everybody, and he's like, "Damn it, Janet!" Like Ryan Gosling just does not give a damn about Janet.
So, a bunch of kids are like surrounding him, and they're like, "Show us again, show us again." They're trying to get him to do something, and he goes, "One at a time." Jesus Christ!
And then Janet's like this. Oh,
You used the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
No, I actually found it quite useful. Okay, Janet.
that is. I was like, Janet, you're not liked. You're not a friend.
I like that part. I actually found it quite useful.
Well, and then she doesn't know how to bowl. She throws the bowling
But-
ball.
That's the
at
same
everybody.
girl.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
She threw it behind and almost hit everybody. And then she said this, oh my God.
I didn't
I'm
realize
like,
I was the same kid.
That's when Healy and Gosling meet.
Yeah, because Ryan Gosling's taking a shit in the bathroom. He's got
Yes.
a cast on his
Yes.
arm.
I love when you were talking about Ryan Gosling having humor. This is what I loved about his humor. He's in there with the stall clothes and
Hands to the ground.
yes.
Reading a magazine.
Smoking
Smoking a cigarette.
Smoking a cig.
He is smoking in every fucking scene of this movie almost.
Yes, like he's like that typical. I'm a deadbeat cop. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like, I've lost it all. I don't care about life anymore. And then he's just in there trying to read and all that. He sees Healy's shoes, which they're not Healy's. I wish they were. And he's like, wait a
Russell Crowe
second.
just rolling in.
Oh my god. Just
Oh my
and
god.
Russell Crowe's like, hey, Marsh, not here to hurt you. And he just opens it, newspaper on his crotch, revolver at the door, and he's like trying to keep the door open, and it keeps slamming. He keeps hitting with the shoes. His hand
Yes.
drops the cigarette. And
I
I'm
was
like,
getting
straight into his
frustrated.
underwear.
Yeah.
I was like, I swear, my newspaper would have fallen the first moment. My hang dang would have been out.
I was
Like,
getting frustrated as hell watching this fucking scene. I'm like, holy shit, please.
Can
I'm
you just
dying.
sit still?
Yeah, please.
I'm dying
But
laughing every time I watch it.
He this shit was hilarious. And he tells Healy, he goes, turn away. And Russell Crowe is just so put off with him. He's just like, all right.
Turns away, looks at a mirror.
You know there's a mirror here, right? Close your eyes. All right. Close
And
his
he
eyes.
can't
He's trying to
do
pull his
anything.
pants up, and he's still holding the magazine and the gun. He's got a cast. He's trying to get the cigarette out of his underwear. And he goes,
Just
fuck it, just turn around.
Yep.
May I open my eyes? Yeah, open your eyes.
So then he's just holding it in his hand with his revolver, and they have the conversation. He's like, "What do you want?" He's like, I need you to find Amelia.
Well, yeah, and then it cuts to then it cuts to them sitting at a booth.
With Holly.
No, Holly shows up. Holly shows up a little bit into the conversation.
After the money payment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Russell Crowe was like, look, I need you to find her. Okay. Basically because guys showed up to he says, I like where I live and I don't want to move. Mm-hmm. And March tells him, like, look, I told the lady I'm not taking the case. He goes, I'll give you 2 days in advance, $400.
And whatever she's paying you.
Call her back up, get double the money. He says, well, here's basically what happened. Old lady paid me to find her niece, Misty Mountains. Mm-hmm. He says, the porn actress? Yeah, died in a car crash 3 days ago. She thinks she's still alive. She goes to her house, says she saw her through the window, then she saw her driving away. And the first time we watched it, this is a bit of information I missed. How Gosling found out about Amelia. He says, I went to her neighborhood. The guy at the gate takes everyone's information that goes in and out of that place. Mm. I got Amelia's license plate and her address, or her driver's license and her license plate. And so I was trying to find her when you found me. Because the tip he got about her was that she's...
A protester? I was going to a protest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She has a protest group for the birds.
Yes, that's the thing he found out with the morning Healy fractured his arm. And he tells him that if you want to hear the rest of the story, it's going to cost you 3 days worth of work. He says, that's robbery. Or he's like, that's not how this works. He goes, well, it's early in the day. You still got time to go rob a bank. And this is where Holly shows up. And she's like, but he goes, what are you doing here? She goes, I'm giving you a rim job.
Yeah.
He goes, rim shot.
Even Russell Crowe, Healy was like,
That's a little much.
Damn it, Holly.
And then what was it?
She's like, you're the guy that beat up my dad.
He's like, yes, I am.
Well, he says, punch him in the face. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes,
sucker punched him.
Yeah.
And she says something about, is that what you do? You beat people up for a living? He goes, yeah. She goes, can you beat up my friend Janet?
He's like, how big is she?
Yeah, is she a big girl? How much? She goes, well, I got $30 on me. Is she a big girl? And she's kind of big. She's really annoying. She's really mean to me. I can't stand her.
And her dad's like, we do not do that.
Right, but also
he hands her cake. He goes, oh, cake, eat cake.
But also, like, why invite her to your birthday party?
Exactly.
She's a friend of the rest of the group. It happens. Sometimes friends
that
get brought in that aren't wanted around by the other friends. You know how it is.
And you can't just kick them out because everybody wants to be nice.
Yeah. So they agree to... also, in that moment, Healy says he's off the clock. He's not working. He's not trying to find Holly. She hired him to find March.
Mm-hmm. He already did his job.
He did his job, but now he wants him to find Holly. Keep doing his job. And they agree to the terms, and this was great. Healy puts his hand out to shake March's hand. March doesn't shake it, but Holly reaches across and shakes Healy's hand. And March looks at it, and he's just looking like, "The fuck are you doing?"
To be fair, Holly's integral to this case.
I'm telling you, she's a great character.
I'll tell you right now, though, that
Holly's
child didn't need to be anywhere close to what she was doing.
Oh no, not at all.
God no.
But this is the
70s.
It's the 70s, but also it's that kind of parenting where it's like, I don't want my kid to swear, whereas other parents are like, hey, when we go in here, don't be an asshole.
Not being the greatest father though.
Right.
That girl's getting exposed to a lot of stuff because
but that was her fault.
He's
That's her
he's
fault.
too depressed.
Yeah, she's getting exposed to a lot of things because he can't cope. You know, he's fucking up.
He's blaming. He blames himself for the wife thing too. So I mean, he's not.
All the stuff
he's not all there for his kid.
All the stuff she experienced was her fault in this movie.
Yeah,
she snuck into, and then when he put her in a taxi to leave, she hopped out of the taxi, stayed.
But I think a lot of that too is that she's at a point where she can understand that he is not able to handle a lot of situations, and so she puts herself at risk trying to be there to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like some of those kids that
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
I think it's like also the situation of she thinks she's more adult than she is. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like what I was trying to find the words for. It's like Holly is one of those kids that had to grow up way too soon because she has to help take care of her father instead of her father taking care of her for the most part.
But like also in Ryan Gosling's defense, he is trying
a little bit.
Yeah, like
he's not great.
He's not great.
I've seen worse parents.
Yeah, he's doing the best that he can with the mental state of what she's at. Yeah.
This kid has a roof over her head.
A nice roof.
A nice roof. She has food on the table.
Her father actually cares to know he knows who her friends are.
Yep.
He gets their names wrong all the time because they all start with the letter J.
But then he's also like, when she's like, no, it's this person, he's like, oh, okay, I know who this kid is.
Oh, yeah. I like the one where he's like, she want the mustache, little Hitler mustache?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love the other one. Oh, your sister's such a slut.
Oh, my God. That's Jessica's sister, I think.
Yeah. Like, I think he's doing the best he can, but also I think in the time period of which he's in,
I wonder how recent that death is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta
never
be.
touches.
I mean, it's got to be quite a while because the lot where their house stood is all green grass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's long enough for the house to burn down, clear the land, and grass to grow back. Mm-hmm. That's probably
some good time.
2-3 years. Let's just say that. If we're wrong, someone correct us.
Fair.
If we're really wrong, let us be wrong.
No need to correct. Just let us stay in our ignorance here.
That's fine.
I appreciate it.
They head to that smog protest group.
Yes.
Oh, I love the scene.
This is hilarious because they're standing over. There's probably like, what? Let's say 30, 40 people laid out.
He's like, I don't know, 2 days. He's like, oh no, it's fine because I already know where she's at. And then, he's like, here she is. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, this is Amelia's protest group. He's like, no, I hear you. He's like, where is she? This is her protest group. He's like, if you say protest group one more time, he's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Actually, no. When he says that, because he says protest group about 3 times, and then when Russell Crowe tells him to stop saying it, he goes, I'm trying.
I'm trying. You keep asking me.
How do you know she's going to be here? Well, this is her protest group.
But how do you know?
Yeah. And he does that thing where he's just like, Amelia, we know you're here.
And they're like, we can't answer you.
We're dead.
We're dead. He's like, what? Oh yeah,
but you're not dead. No, we're dead. We can't talk to you.
He's like, yeah, but this is an important situation. They're like, this is important. He's like,
yeah, but Russell Crowe is like, wait, so you're protesting because the birds can't breathe? He goes, yeah, man, that's why we're dead, because we can't breathe. He goes, what's with the point of the gas mask?
He's like, the gas mask didn't save you?
The guy immediately was like this. Oh shit!
Yeah, it's like
he's got a good fucking point.
We fucked up,
and they're like this. Listen, man,
but it's fucking up our protest, man.
Yeah, she's not here. Her boyfriend died. Her boyfriend Dean.
Yeah,
he died 3 days ago.
Because they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So Dean died 3 days ago, or it might be 4 days at this point. Dean died the day before Misty Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, before the car crash, which was 3 days. He was 4
At this point,
days.
it might be 3 days.
Well, yeah, it's been 3 days for Misty, and then the day before was the house burn, Misty's car crash. Then 2 days was when her aunt thought she saw her.
Right.
Yes.
There we go.
So this might be like 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ryan Gosling walks down the step and he steps on someone's hand.
And she's like,
ah! She goes, ah, fucker. He goes, sorry, I thought you were dead.
And then he's like, how are we going to get information? He's like, who here wants to make $20?
He calls him something. He calls him, which one of you nutsacks or some shit like that? He calls him a name.
Yeah.
Wants to make $20, and this hand flies up.
It's Chet.
I love Chet.
Do you know who Chet is?
No.
Like the actor? Nope.
Chet has a very famous dad.
Is it Chet? Chet.
His name's not really Chet.
Oh, because I was thinking it was Chet or Tom Cruise. Not Tom Cruise. Tom Hanks' son.
Nope.
Oh.
This is Jack Kilmer.
I can't say his name.
Val Kilmer's son.
That's Val Kilmer's son? They do not look alike. Val Kilmer.
You don't know who Val Kilmer is?
Iceman from Top Gun.
Never seen Top Gun.
He was the guy in Willow that was helping Warwick Davis.
Whoa, yeah, okay.
He's the guy that didn't
He also played Batman in Batman Returns.
Is he dead?
No, Batman Forever.
Is Val Kilmer dead?
No, luckily Val Kilmer is not dead.
Okay.
He's still battling that throat cancer, I believe.
Oh, he's looking rough.
Yeah, that cancer has not been good to Val Kilmer.
Oh, yeah.
But
also the hair. His hair's doing great things, but not helping his face. He needs a haircut.
I hope he recovers from that shit. But yeah, this is his son.
Jack Kilmer. Chet. Oh, wow. Jack Kilmer's almost 30.
So, Chet.
Weird face.
Chet.
Yes. No, that's why I was like, there's no way they're related. He does. He has like that weird, like pointy nose.
Yeah.
Oh, he's almost 30. Weird face. Just the way you said that.
It didn't grow up good.
No.
Oh my god, this guy looks fine.
Definitely took after his mother.
Oh
There
my
we
god,
go.
leave Jack Kilmer alone.
Nah, it's out there now.
I can cut it.
Your face.
I'm the editor.
Your face is all the photos.
Oh no. So Chet takes them to Dean's house, and
It
what's
is
left
burned.
of Dean's house.
It is just scorched.
He has a funny line when they're inside. It's just basically the support studs of the house. He goes,
Yeah.
"Wow, it's real bigger. It seems bigger now."
I was like, God, you are just.
Chet's fucking dumb.
I was like, you're a smart one, bud.
It reminds me of that scene in Lethal Weapon when Dixie's house burned down.
Oh, and the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the fucking Shane Black loves a burned down house.
You gotta have it.
Gotta have
Especially
it.
that
Noir.
noir.
They're like, well, how could all this burned up? What did Dean do? And he goes, well, he was a filmmaker. He was making experimental films.
Experimental films.
And he was in here. He had a movie, and he was working on it, and it just all just went up in flames. And Dean was in the house. And I'm like, well, shit, that kind of doesn't get us anywhere.
Russell Crowe or Healy is immediately figuring stuff out and connecting dots, and Ryan Gosling, Marsh is just like this. Well, that sucks.
End of the case.
He's like, I guess the lead's over.
And then my favorite character comes in.
Kid on bike.
Kid on the bike. He's like, "Hey, yo, kid, you know the guy who lived here?" He's like,
Maybe.
"What's it to you?"
And Chet is like, they'll give you $20.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I didn't say that.
Say that.
Oh my god, Chet, just shut the fuck up.
And so they start talking to him, and he's like, "So you got any information about this?" He's like, "Yeah, I knew the guy."
He was a filmmaker. He made movies, and Chet's like experimental movies, right?
And he's like, "Yeah, I try to be in them because
He's like
I got a big
experimental
dick."
or nudie films.
Yeah, he calls them nudie films, but then he says that big dick line.
He's like, "I try to get in them because I got a big dick," and he just ride like a banana seat bicycle, and he's just like this. But they wouldn't let me in, and so he keeps explaining.
No, he says the nudie films, and he says I offered to show my dick because I got a big dick. I just hearing a kid say that.
So casual with it.
Oh, they also learned that Chet is a projectionist.
Yeah.
That's why he knew Dean, because Dean makes movies and Chet works the projector.
Is that an actual career or?
Yeah, it's kind of like working at a theater.
I imagine it's not as common nowadays because most things are digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like back then, you'd actually have to cut the film,
Splice
line
it.
it up, make sure it runs smooth, put it in the projector. When one film is about to run out, you got to get the next one ready to go in.
Because if
you
it
got to roll them together.
all that heat is hitting it, and it can just like ruin the film.
Because there's the light bulb behind it. Like when you see the light projecting onto the screen, back when it was digital film, there was actually a big light bulb back there. But you also didn't want the film to run out, because then instead of just feeding the new one in, you have to restring it all up again.
Was it not a like just one continuous film?
No. Not always. If the movie ran too long, it would sometimes be multiple
Reels.
Thank you. I almost said spools. It'd be multiple reels.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you would see so many stacks of reels like in the movies portraying stuff. And that's why like theirs was just a commercial and it was one huge like reel.
Yeah. Because it wasn't a full length movie.
There's just snippets in between.
So that's what Chet does.
Somehow. Dumb as a box of rocks.
Chet's so fucking
special.
goofy. But when they're leaving, the kid on the bike is like, "You want to see my dick?"
Right.
And they're like, "No, I don't want to see your dick." You go, I'll give you $20.
He's like, "Why am I negotiating?"
Yeah. He's like,
paid
"No,
you."
I don't want to." Wait, what am I talking about? He's like, "Why am I responding to you? You're a stupid kid." And when the kid's driving away, riding away,
Yeah.
what the name of that movie was, and the kid has to think about it. And he goes, how do you like my? Oh, it's how do you like my car, big boy? But what was funny when they first called the kid again, he was like, "Hey, kid," and the kid stopped. He goes, "What?" Like, he's very, very annoyed with these people taking up his time.
After
he is.
making $20 in the 70s.
I gave you
Yeah,
$20.
That's like $100 today, roughly,
You didn't want to see
for
my
answering
dick.
a question.
Yeah.
You could
And he offered to give the money back.
Right.
All he wanted to do was show his
I just want to show people my dick. That kid's on a bus somewhere in the 80s. Hey, you want to see my dick?
Yeah, he's in jail. He went to jail.
That
Hopefully.
That
He's
kid was a
definitely
flasher.
in one of those porno films playing an American Werewolf in London.
Oh my.
That guy got to show his dick. How come I can't show my dick? Him watching the movie.
Yes.
Because it was just like, what, 4 years later? Mm-hmm. He also gives them the name of a guy he saw there. Because he saw Dean, he saw Misty, and he saw a guy named Sid Hatrack.
Yeah, because Ryan Gosling's like, there's no one with the last name Hatrack.
Yeah, it's actually Shattuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sid Shattuck. He's a porno king.
With a name like that, you can only be.
If your name is Sid.
Sid Hatrack or Sid Shattuck.
I kind of like the name Sid Hatrack.
Either that or a car salesman. Like, you only have 2 options.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Gosling calls Sid Shattuck's, either he calls his house, he calls his business, and he says he's a friend of Amelia, and he's looking to talk to Sid. And they give him the information that he's having a party tonight at his house for his new movie. Mm-hmm. And Holly is making a sandwich, and she sees Healy outside, and she says, Dad, why don't we invite him in? And Marge says, no animals in the house, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While he's on the phone getting the information, he hands it to her. He's like, can you just hang this up for me? She just throws it on the thing.
I love it. It like literally dropped out of his hand into her hand, and she just let it go. It was so good.
And this is when they're going. Yeah, they're going to go. They're going to go to the party, and he sends her to Janet's. Well, he says
Jessica.
go to Janet.
Jessica's?
She's like, you mean Jessica? He's like, whichever one.
Yeah, that's when I think he says she don't want the mustache, little Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
But as she's leaving, because she wants to come, she wants to help. Mm-hmm. He tells her, no, you're not doing that.
Just like any kid.
Of course. But when she's leaving the house, Russell Crowe is going in, and she says, I know cops, and they like my dad. And Russell Crowe just goes, well, maybe they should get married.
And she is so mad. And he laughs.
She storms off in a huff, and he's got this grin on his face like, I just like fucking with this kid. I like this kid. She's fun.
Yeah. They arrive at the party.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes. I wrote down in my notes, porn party.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Exactly what it is.
The shot of March's Mercedes going up the hill to the house.
They're about to have it valeted, and then they hear beating on the trunk, and lo and behold, Holly. So I know you're mad, but since I'm already here, how about I work with you?
This was such a great. It's so simple, and it's such an awesome thing. When she says that, he literally just closes the trunk back up and locks it, and then you can hear her beating on the inside again.
And the valet's like, I can't take the car like this.
There's a human being in the trunk. So then he gets her out, and he's trying to put her in a cab, and she's got that line, Dad, there's like whores and stuff here. His first reaction is, honey, what have I told you? Don't say and stuff. Just say, Dad, there's whores here. I love that. He doesn't care about her calling people whores. He's like, don't say and stuff.
They were whores.
I mean, hey, man.
But this is also the coolest party I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Is it?
It's like a really weird fantasy
The
theme
tree
party.
man?
Yeah, and these random gold painted people that keep getting mistaken for tables.
Russell Crowe
Mermaids.
puts the drink on her ass cheek. And
Someone else does that later.
He's like, oh, wait a second. And then he just looks at her. She's like,
yeah, she doesn't respond, but he leans down and he goes, I'm so sorry.
Somebody made sure that those motherfuckers knew, like, you're a table, you don't talk to people.
That was like real
if you
stuff.
speak,
in the
you're
parties.
fired,
Yeah.
Lois.
That was like real stuff in the parties though. Like I think back then, maybe a little bit later on.
Because that was not, his nose wasn't the only thing that grows.
Oh, I forgot to mention that that's how they find out Sid's real name is because they drive by his billboard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It says Sid Shattuck.
It says
Sid Shattuck.
Thank you, Court.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie is Porn Ulkio.
What was it called?
Oh.
Pornocchio.
Ulkio.
Oh, like Pinocchio, but porn.
Right.
Now
and,
I get it.
And the billboard for it has a little wooden man with a dick for a nose, and the 2 O's in the name are tits.
Ah.
And that's how they realized it was Sid Shattuck's.
Pornocchio.
Porn Ulkio. I can just assume that's how it's pronounced.
Pornocchio, maybe?
That I totally missed that in my notes, but that's how they found out Sid's real name, because the hat rack thing, like Jeremy said, there's no one named, or Erica said, there's no one named Hat Rack.
No one named Hat Rack.
But he's there, like the Pinocchio porn guy, and there are women working him like a puppet, and he goes, it's not my nose that grows.
That's right.
And this is after they put Holly in the cab. They decide to split up in this moment,
Which is a mistake.
Oh yeah, because Ryan Gosling immediately goes down the train.
March needs a fucking babysitter at all times.
He needs like a leash.
Well, it's because I honestly,
yes.
Well, I honestly wonder if he got a little bit overserved on that first one on purpose because he asked the dancer about Amelia.
Yeah.
That's
and
what I said.
The guy's like, "Hey, shut up real quick. Stop messing with the dancers and just drink."
Yeah,
and I was like,
I thought he had drugged him.
"That's
because
I wonder
because Ryan Gosling goes from
fine
sober
to hammered in one drink
so fucking fast. Well,
You think he got roofied?
No, because he never goes fully out of it. He just seemed like he got drunk way too quick.
He did definitely get drunk fast. I think he might have just been knocking back drinks the whole time. I think you're supposed to
assume he was just
you're supposed to
hammering
assume,
or pounded him back.
Like as soon as they were just like, "Here's a drink," and he didn't pay for the drink, right?
No.
So as soon as he realized these are free drinks,
he just went
off.
Because when they first split up,
they were
Healy
offering
heads one
drinks.
way. A lady comes by with a tray, and then someone else walks by, and their like little head wrap is made of cigarettes, and he just plucks one right off. Mm-hmm. So that's his first drink, like a little martini. Then he goes to the bar, has another drink,
and then he gets a third one from the same guy.
When he's asking after he asked the dancer about Amelia.
Then
he says he said he lost his sister. You know, hey, can you help me find my sister? She's about this tall, brown hair,
kind of like you.
Looks kind of like you, except for clothed. And that's when the bartender is like, "Hey, buddy, quit bothering the dancer. Have another drink." And it's a hard close up of him pouring that drink. So it made me think he drugged him, but it might just been a super strong drink.
It was definitely super strong.
But it was also kind of funny because he was like, "You seem like you have a good vantage from out there."
Yeah, because she's up on the bar.
Yeah.
Then he goes in.
Oh, there was the Mary Jane reference when they first right before they split up.
Oh yeah,
that's right. He said Mary Jane's here.
Yeah, Mary Jane showed up. He goes, "What?" He goes, "Mary Jane, marijuana, pot." He goes, "Oh, I don't have a sense of smell."
Yeah.
Healy's like, "What?"
Somebody hit him in the face or something like that a while back.
Yeah, March is like, "Yeah, I just don't have a sense of smell." Healy says, "You're a private eye and you can't smell?"
Worse than that.
This just keeps getting better and better.
Oh, it's worse than that.
His character's a fucking cartoon. I loved it. It had me laughing so hard every time a new ridiculous thing would come up with this character.
But it also makes you realize why he's so depressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does play a big part of it.
And so that's when he goes to the underwater bar, finds a lady, sees the mermaids swimming. Then he's swimming with them, trying to get answers.
That's a little after this, because after he's talking to that lady at the bar,
It cuts to Healy, right?
yes,
I don't remember what he's doing, but
Healy finds that back room. He finds that back room, and he finds
with the movies.
There's
with the outfits.
There's outfits. There's an empty reel case. There's no movie in it, but there's the case for it, and it's got the label. It's got the pinstripe suit
and photos and all that.
It's got another pink cow Post-it note with the same handwriting on it,
with an address for either a apartment or something like that on it begins with a B. The airport was the same name.
It's written down in my notes
Beacon
somewhere.
Western Hotel.
It's not Beacon. But no, but he finds the blue pinstripe suit. No. And it's got the name of the movie on it, and it says Misty Mountain Scene 1. When he goes back out into the main party, he passes the bar, lady offers him a drink. He always turns down drinks in this movie. Russell Crowe's character does not drink.
Because he's on the job.
He walks by the bar after the lady offers him a drink, and there's a window behind it with the mermaids swimming. When the mermaids swim by, Ryan Gosling swims by, like following the mermaids.
After Healy's already left.
And then that's when Healy finds Holly.
Yes.
Sitting on the couch with that guy and that girl.
Yes.
Watching porn. And she's like, "No, it's not bad. I'm in it."
Because Healy walks in and he's like, "Holly, you need to."
And beats the
leave.
shit out of the guy.
Oh, he just slams his face on this glass table.
And she's like,
"You crazy? That's a minor."
He's like, "This is a child. You shouldn't be showing her this stuff."
He's like, "I didn't do this."
And the lady is like, he says something to the no, Holly says, "He didn't show it to me. She did." And Healy says, "Well, she shouldn't be watching it either." She goes, "Watch it? Man, I'm in it." And you never see it, but you hear, "Oh, oh, oh."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, Okay. And he's like telling Holly, look, your dad put you in a cab, doesn't want you here. You need to go home. And he leaves. Holly turns to the lady and she says something about she's looking for Amelia.
Oh, yeah, and she's like, yeah, Sid Shattuck, he's like a real creepy dude or a real dirty dude.
She describes him as gross.
Yeah.
Yes, because people start doing stuff, and when they get with him, they start doing anal and stuff.
No. She said...
She was like, I once caught him with a girl, and he said this is my sister, but then I walked in on him later, and they were doing it.
Mm. They were doing anal and stuff.
Yeah.
And Holly goes, don't say and stuff. Just say they were doing anal.
Yep. Like daughter, like son, like father, like daughter.
Yep.
Then March follows a lady dressed as
as Pocahontas.
Yeah, off onto the balcony, and he's hammered.
He's like, I'm a cowboy. And she's like, I'm Pocahontas.
He goes, I want to be an actor. Shoot me. Shoot me. Come on, fucking shoot me.
And she's like, boo, boo. He's like, Then he just rolls off.
Oh, my God.
It was a cute little flirty
It was.
scene, though.
It
Yeah.
was.
If he hadn't been drunk and stupid...
No.
Maybe.
Like, I think because he was drunk and stupid, he was right where she was at.
Yeah.
Right, but he went overboard. Because on that
Literally.
third one, he literally backflips over this balcony, and he rolls down this massive hill.
Which, this part kills me, because if he wasn't, he would have ended the movie pretty much right here.
What you mean?
He found Amelia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
But he was drunk. He goes, hey, sorry,
I lost
don't I know you?
And he's like, I lost my gun.
I'm just trying to find
Right.
my gun.
But like the best part, Amelia is like a deer in the woods. Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like what?
Hiding behind this little bush.
It's like, oh my God, this is a new person.
It's like that one deer in Twilight, like in the beginning of these scenes. That's what Amelia is in there.
Oh, she's getting chased down by a vampire?
Yes.
But it's he realizes he lost his gun, and he's crawling around the dirt for it. When he finds it, he's standing, don't worry, I found my gun.
He like leans on the tree, starts to smoke a cig, and right when the lighter goes, you see a body behind him,
That was
and it's gruesome.
A great film scene because it's like it's dark around him. You just see Ryan Gosling, and then every time he flicks the thing up, you just see this horrifically burned.
But
body.
I just loved when he tried to light the cigarette the first time, didn't light. He was like, oh, fuck, I gotta light this again. And he strikes the lighter again, and then he just slowly, he's like, I'm not alone.
He looks at
because it's
the
behind
body.
him, and he slowly turns with the lighter and looks at it, and he closes the lighter, looks back, and he's just...
And then Healy's like calling his name, and he's like,
I love his silent screams. And he turns, he tries to crawl up back the hill. Healy! And then when Healy sees him down there from the balcony, he goes, what the fuck are you doing down there, man? Did you fall down the hill?
Did you fall? That was the only way to get down
he's
there.
like, it was,
Right.
He's like, it was slick. It was slick, and I fell, just rolled down here.
I felt like I should come down here. Healy looks around the tree. Who the fuck is that? He goes, what the fuck happened? He goes, I don't know. I just found him like that. I was trying to find my gun. There was a girl. I don't know. Looking through his wall. I like it, though, when Healy gets down there and looks at the body, it just falls out from behind the tree. And he's checking his ID, and he goes, this fucking shit said... I keep saying his name wrong.
Sid Shattuck.
Thank you. It's Sid. He goes, what the fuck? Why is everyone involved with this movie dying? First, the guy making the movie, the girl who was in the movie, the guy who produced the movie, and I don't know if they know exactly Amelia's connection to it yet. But they're like, why is everybody dying? We gotta get out of here. Mark says, look, we can't leave. There's a girl, she spotted me, she can connect me to this.
So they got to dump the body. And
Yeah.
this is the best. This is like the worst case scenario ever, trying to get rid of a body.
But I love his plan. He's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We throw up, then we get rid of the body.
He's like,
puke.
you throw up, I'll handle the body. He's like, okay, good. But then they travel like a couple feet down the dirt path where it looks like there's just like a shrub fence.
Yeah.
They lift it and heave it over, thinking that it's going to go down, I guess, another embankment to nothing. And it's just a restaurant with a family at a large family table, and it just slams, and it's like, oh my God.
Oh,
And
see, I just thought it was like someone's backyard. I assume they're up in the Hollywood Hills.
oh, that's true. It could have been a
but
backyard.
it looked like a fucking wedding. Because there was a guy in a white tuxedo jacket and a woman in a white dress.
Oh, I didn't.
I think they just ruined a wedding.
Yeah, they probably did.
Because his body lands right on the fucking table.
Oh yeah, slam.
And they hear people screaming and like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. But at the same time, this is where Holly's walking around the house and that lady's like, oh, I heard you're looking for Holly or looking for Amelia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm her sister. Yeah, I'm her sister. There's two guys here looking for her. I'm trying to tell her. Oh, okay. Well, you seem like a good kid. I'll take you to her. And she puts her in a fucking limousine with Blueface.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And Blueface is slowly turning into the Joker.
Yeah.
He's like always laughing and got a big grin on his face.
Mm-hmm.
As Holly is in this car, Amelia actually walks over to the valet trying to get her keys. Mm-hmm. And Blueface sticks his arm out the door with a gun. And Holly, thinking quickly, slams the door on his arm and he misses. And Amelia Holly jumps out of the car.
Tells Amelia to run. She runs. They both run.
They both run down the hill. And this is why the valet doesn't see it. Because when March finally gets down there eventually, the valet is like, hey, your daughter was in that limousine.
Exactly.
But as March and Healy are walking back through the house to leave, the lady who they were watching her porno stops Healy for just a second. And when he catches up again, this is where we run back into Keith David. Mm-hmm. And he and Keith David have this really good fight around the hot tub. Keith David's gun goes into the hot tub. He pulls out a knife. Russell Crowe takes off his leather jacket. Mm-hmm. They're fighting in kind of like bent over the hot tub fighting. And Russell Crowe manages to get the gun and he shoots Keith David in the leg.
Through the hot tub.
And he just beats the ever-loving shit out of him. And he says to him, if you get up, I'm going to blow your cock off. He goes, I'll pay you. I can pay you. Like, you trying to pay me now? He's like, you'll never see me again.
Yep, I'll leave.
And Russell Crowe asks him, where are you going to be? Keith David says, Michigan. Healy says, Michigan works. Throws the gun back in the hot tub, grabs his coat, goes down, starts chasing the girls through the woods. And March stole a red Trans Am. So he's chasing after him.
Yeah, so this is when he's hightailing it down. He's trying to get to them. This is where the limousine stops the two girls, Amelia and Holly, and then Healy gets there. Oh, well, no, not yet.
Blueface gets there, right?
Blueface is there, but then he's got them at gunpoint, and Holly's like, she's trying to warn him there's a vehicle behind him. Van just obliterates him.
Did you notice Amelia tries to stop her from saying it?
No.
Holly goes to warn him about the van, and Amelia so they're holding each other, and they're both facing Blueface. When Holly starts to say something about the van, Amelia kind of turns her away, and then the van just pow, just smacks Blueface.
He's done.
Then that's when Healy gets there.
Healy shows up right
after Amelia
after
runs
that,
away.
because also when he first got out of the limo, this is where the red Trans Am zooms past him, and Ryan Gosling crashed into a light pole. Mm-hmm. Russell Crowe catches up at that point, and Russell Crowe keeps running.
Yeah.
And when Russell Crowe catches up after Blueface has been hit,
he gets fucked up when he gets hit.
Oh yeah, it's a great dummy work.
He's mangled.
Oh, it's amazing. But Amelia runs off.
Yeah, and this is
Amelia drags Holly along, and Holly's like, "No, we have to help him.
Yeah, we gotta help this guy.
We gotta be good people."
Holly is a little goody two shoes,
and I hate it.
Amelia's like, "Fuck this," and she runs off. Mm-hmm. Holly goes back to comfort Blueface.
Amelia's self-preservation, though, is really.
She's holding his hand.
Yeah.
He just had you at gunpoint.
He was about to kill you twice.
This is where Healy shows up, and he goes, "Hey, Holly, go flag down a car." Because Holly is like, he needs an ambulance. All right,
ain't no chance.
Go get somebody.
Yeah,
here. Kid, go. We'll get him an ambulance. Yeah, we'll take him to the farm upstate.
About to put
like a dog.
Yeah, like a dog. Because when she runs off, Healy picks up his gun, looks at the gun, throws the gun, wipes the prints off the gun. I'm sorry, he wipes the gun, then he throws it. I don't know why he even bothered picking it up. Blueface tells him, he's like, "You ever heard of John Boy?"
Oh yeah.
He's heard of you by now. He's coming down from Detroit.
He's gonna get the other guy and his daughter.
He's gonna kill Amelia, and then he's gonna kill you.
Kill that guy's family.
But I like Healy says, "Well, we all gotta die sometime," and he takes that handkerchief and he just chokes him to death.
Yes, I was there for it.
I was fine with it.
I was like,
Blueface was needed to go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why Blueface was there.
He was from Detroit.
Look, a lot of stuff happened in this movie.
Yes.
Keith David told him, like when he says, "You'll never see me again." Keith David says he's going to be in Michigan. They're from Detroit.
With Big Gretch.
So Holly comes back. I couldn't find anybody. And Russell Crowe's going through his wallet, and he's like, yeah, he didn't make it.
He's like, oh no,
He
he died.
She's like, you didn't kill. Oh, no, that's a little.
She asked him that later.
Yeah.
Then
Dumbass.
the cops show up.
Yeah, cops show up. She's getting medical attention, and they've been asked questions. And he's like, listen, man, we've asked everything you can. Can I just see my daughter?
Well, it's like crazy though. Like right before that is Ryan Gosling like swerves his way up the road to them.
Oh, yeah.
And that wrecked Trans Am.
Yeah.
Picks her up, asks if she's okay. Like, you could see the father come out.
Yeah, he. I mean, to be fair, he didn't know she was there until the valet said that she was in that limousine.
Because he thought she was out.
He put her in that. Last time he saw her, he put her in that taxi.
Yep.
I'll tell you right
She's
now.
almost in. Well, no, I guess a lot of times she is a stowaway. Like Corey said earlier, this girl really does just keep putting herself in these fucking dangerous ass situations.
That's why I
She
couldn't
keeps
stand
trying-
it.
yeah.
And
I
I was
didn't-
like,
I
I
didn't-
get it. She
I-
wants to help her dad, but
She
she's
keeps-
doing everything to die.
She does. She does. I agree with
She's so
that.
trying to traumatize herself in these moments.
Yeah.
Because her dad's like, no, this is not a child situation. She's like,
I've got another
but I'm no
grown
longer a
man.
child.
He's like, I've got another grown man that can babysit me.
Yeah.
I got two dads.
You can go home.
Normally that would bug the shit out of me, but this kid is very mature and resourceful.
She thinks she is.
Now, Holly was getting by on a lot of good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, they all were.
Yeah.
So this is where we meet.
To be fair, yeah, at the end, especially, Holly's alive just because no one can shoot.
True.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
This is where we meet Tali, played
This
by
is where we meet who?
Tali.
Oh, Tally, played by Yaya.
Tali.
Oh man.
DeCosta.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know her from anything.
She was in America's Next Top Model season 3.
I'll tell you what. She's
Yeah, we
bad.
definitely would not know that.
She's bad.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
so
she bad.
she
Aging like fine wine.
well,
God.
she was only 33 in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's 8 years old.
She was 33.
She's 41.
Yeah, but when we met her, I think she was like 21 in America's Next Top Model.
Oh,
Like, she was like young.
she's
She's like
dropped.
original, like, America's Next
I'll
Top
tell you
Model.
right, especially with the fro.
so she's like, you're Mr. March, I presume, and you're Mr. I know you. You're the diner guy.
And then Mars like, diner guy. He's like, long story. I'll tell you later. He's like, oh, okay, I'll keep to that.
And she takes them over to a limousine where we meet Judith Kuttner.
The Justice Department.
Head of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
And we
There
find out this is Amelia's mother.
This is Amelia's mother, played by Kim Basinger.
Who I've never seen in anything.
Who's on a huge
Really?
strike against pornography.
Yeah, her
in the
character is
city.
against the air pollution and the pornography. But it's funny because she says something about she also works on against the smog case and something. I don't remember how they phrase it, but also pornography. March. It's like, oh, which one's your favorite? Like, what kind of ones do you like? And Crow's like, no.
She's against.
anti-porn. But she basically wants them to find Amelia and keep her safe. And they're like, well, why don't
Is this
You
like
just
a
do
quote
that.
unquote safe? Like, did she actually want them to find Amelia and keep her safe?
As soon as I saw
That's
that,
what-
so,
that's
spoiler alert, Kim Basinger's the big bad for this movie. Just going to get that out of the way right now.
Yeah, as
For
soon as I
everyone
saw her,
listening,
I was
Kim
like, she's
Basinger is
crooked.
bad.
as soon as I saw her, I was like, that lady's got to be crooked.
Yeah,
When
I
she
didn't
was
trust
like,
her for a
by the
second.
way, that's my daughter. And I'm just like, oh, no, she's got to be crooked.
Yeah. But also, did you guys notice that like almost every shot of her talking was like she was dead center in the shot?
Yeah.
Almost every time she speaks. It was so weird. They do this at the end with the last time we see her. They do it here. But she's like, look, I want you to find my daughter, keep her safe. She was doing these movies. I'm prosecuting the automotive companies from Detroit because of the catalytic converter thing. They're creating too much pollution in the air.
Is that still a thing? Because I know people were stealing catalytic converters.
Catalytic converters are a actual must-have on your car. If
Yeah.
you remove it from your vehicle, you can get fined.
Yeah.
Or possibly go to jail.
Wait, why? Why? How would they
They-
know it's gone?
Your car would sound different. But also, if you like ran an emissions test on your car, you would have way more pollutions coming out of your car.
Certain states, especially California, that you have to do an emissions test every year. And if you fail, you cannot drive that car until you get it serviced by who they tell you to go to. And if it cannot pass, you will never be able to drive that car.
Now, I will say, though, the catalytic converter thing is good. Because it's reducing pollutions.
Yeah, that's it.
I can tell this story because the person who did it is dead. You can't charge him. The first car I ever owned ran like a piece of shit. And my father, who was a mechanic, figured out, well, something's wrong with your catalytic converter. So my dad busted out the inside of the catalytic converter, so it was just straight through. And
so you have like a particular ozone layer with your own name, your own hole up in there. It's like Adam Smith from this one particular Crown Vic.
Oh no, it wasn't my Crown Vic. It was my Chevy Cavalier.
Okay.
I was a teenager in high school. My dad figured out, well, I kind of know how I can get this car to stop stalling out. Don't tell anybody. But my dad's dead now, so he can't get in trouble.
Don't be a criminal, kids. Don't be a teenage criminal.
Or a teenage
accomplice.
Dad.
Definitely don't be a teenage dad.
Definitely don't be a teenage
Please don't
dad.
be a teenage
Don't be
dad.
a teenage dad or a teenage criminal.
But so that's her thing, and she says, "I'm willing to pay you." And as she gets her checkbook out, she writes down
10,000
and March opens his mouth
for no less than 5. And she's like, "Oh, okay," rips it, and I'm like, "Oh, you dumbass!"
And this is why I did the math. 10 grand is a little over 51 grand today. You fucking moron. They agree to take the case.
Isn't this where they go back to his place? They part ways.
Well, they have the conversation by the pool.
Oh yeah, and he passes out.
Ryan Gosling's out on the diving board of the empty pool.
The big ashtray.
Yeah, big ashtray. And
Ooh, I blocked that part out.
yeah, because he's out on the diving board
With a little
Pool's
puddle
empty.
of water, and he just flicks his cigs.
Yeah, he's got a bottle of booze and a cup, smoking. And Russell Crowe has the comment of, "This is the world's biggest ashtray." Because there's a ton of cigarette butts down in the pool.
And then he explains his diner story.
Yes.
Where apparently he really went off. And I swear, did he kill the guy? Because it seemed like it.
It was...
He beat him to almost
violent.
death with the butt of that shotgun.
Yeah, because he said about a year ago, he was in a diner. A guy came in with a shotgun, waving it around. And he said, "I don't know what happened. I just kind of snapped." And he grabbed the gun from him.
Got bird shot on his right shoulder.
The shoulder that he leaned against earlier in the movie, and it was tender.
Mm-hmm.
He says something about it was the one time that he felt useful. Mm-hmm. But this is after Ryan Gosling's already passed out. Because right when he starts the story, he was like, "I was in a diner about a year ago." Ryan Gosling's like, "Oh, I love it. This is great. I love it."
He starts laying
If this
down.
was filmed in the South, it definitely would have been a Waffle House.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's 100%. It was probably a Denny's.
Damn.
That's more appropriate. Scumbag with a shotgun. I expect that at a Denny's, not Waffle House.
Yeah, because it's a Waffle Home.
Also, they'll fuck you up.
Oh, yeah.
The boys would be like, "Not in my house."
Waffle House employees don't play.
Nah, you ain't making it.
I'm going to get this cast iron out.
I'm just going to pull the grill out.
But this is also where we learn about what happened to Ryan Gosling's house. He mentioned that the house they're living in is just a rental. Mm-hmm. Their house burned down. They're supposed to be rebuilding it. And when Healy leaves, he sees Holly again. It's the middle of the night. It's dark out.
She has a flashlight just walking around this one specific area.
Yeah, reading her book.
Yeah.
And Healy stops and he goes over to talk to her. And he walks over to her and she goes, "Your foot's in the toilet." He goes, "Oh, is it?" And he shakes his foot off like he's actually playing along. He goes, "Was this your room?" He goes, "No, it was Mom and Dad's room." And apparently the mom
Complained of a gas leak.
yes, but because Ryan Gosling has no sense of smell,
He never believed
he didn't really follow through with it at all. And the house burned down. They never exactly say.
Yeah.
They never exactly say, but presumably she died in the house fire.
Oh, it's definitely.
And he blames himself for that.
Is it a fire, or would you say it was like an explosion with the way that lot cleared?
I mean, I would say fire because they say the house burned down. So I assume it was just a fire.
Okay. Holly, Healy goes to leave, and Holly stops him, and
Yep.
it's like, are you a bad guy or something like that?
She says, "Are you a bad person?"
Yeah.
And she asks if he killed that man tonight. He goes, "No, of course not."
She's like,
course I
"Oh,
did."
that's good. Because I could never see you doing that." And I was like, "You're dumb as shit."
It's like, girl.
I wanted to see more of him doing that.
My thing was...
More
I was
murder?
Yeah!
well, my thing was, I was like, your dad would not kill somebody before Russell Crowe would kill somebody. I was like,
I mean, we see Russell Crowe kill someone in this movie before we see
that's what I
Ryan
meant.
Gosling
Like,
kill
Russell
someone in this
Crowe
movie.
is the one that would be killing. Your dad's the one that's not.
I think all in all, they both get 2 kills under their belt, or 1 kill apiece under their belt in this movie.
To be fair, Holly doesn't get a kill, but not from a lack of trying.
Well, she's trying to get herself killed.
Yeah.
Wait, did Ryan Gosling get a kill?
Mm-hmm. Ryan Gosling gets 1 confirmed kill in this movie.
We'll get to it.
Oh, I got you.
It's a good one. Is it the next day? Because Healy tells March at the pool that he found this note in the back room. And it's the same kind of paper that Amelia gave him his address on. And he goes, oh, that's great. Let's talk about it tomorrow afternoon. Next day, Healy's sitting outside their house, and March and Holly ride up in the car. And Holly's driving, yet again. And she hits the curb real bad with his car, pull into the driveway. And Healy looks over his shoulder like, oh, did something fall off the car? Okay, we're good. I think he looks at Holly and he's like, okay, no, we're okay. We're good.
But
we're good.
what's crazy is Healy is in the car.
No, Healy's out in front of the house.
Oh, okay.
They're meeting at that afternoon, but it's like midday, or it's like almost.
They're late.
Dawn or dusk.
Yeah, they're late.
Because I was like, why are we still letting this 13-year-old drive?
She drives some more, I think.
Yeah.
She drives everywhere. She's his personal chauffeur.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude probably be drunk.
But it's the 70s. They really didn't care that much back then. They also didn't. No one wore seatbelts in this entire movie.
Also, isn't his arm fucked up still?
Yeah.
Well, you
Because
can
it's
still
only
drive
been
with your other arm.
It's only been 2 days.
March has a cast on for the entire movie up until the very last scene.
Yeah, so his arm's fucked up still.
Because it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, you can drive.
3
with
days at this
one,
point,
but-
yeah.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is the 3rd day now.
So-
the final day.
So they're in the house and they're talking about, all right, they need to find Amelia.
Well-
They found this note about the airplane flight.
Well, no. Before this, Holly straight up calls her dad a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
She's-
in this moment.
What was before the note got brought up?
Well, it's actually, they say they were late. They were stopping by the bank to get his money
Right.
because they took money from from Judith Kittner.
Yeah, she
So
said
he got his
no.
money.
She said we weren't late. He was at a bar drinking.
That's why we were late. But they're arguing about, all right, we should go back, wait a couple days. That's what a good detective would do. It makes it seem like you're working. Because if you call too soon, it makes it look like you're not trying.
Right.
And ask for more money. This is where Holly goes off on him. Mm-hmm. She says she
And he puts it right back in her face.
yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
But she says something about, she's like, I fucking hate you and stuff. And he goes, honey, don't say stuff. And
Just
she goes,
say
I fucking hate you. He goes, I can accept that.
But it's because
He's not really trying.
Healy's about to leave, and he's like, all right. And he gives out the biggest details about the little note. And then whenever he explains how it's not this because there's a curfew for flights, so it wouldn't be here. He's like, it's
like
probably
10:30 p.m.
He's like, the date's backwards as if it's European, so instead of it being a flight, it's probably a flat.
Yeah, FLT is probably not flight.
And he's like, so we're probably looking for an apartment. And then they walk out.
Burbank Airport, something. Right?
Burbank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
also why he thought it was a flight, because it's at the airport.
Yeah, because I was like, it's definitely the Best Western.
The Burbank apartment.
And so she like grins, and I was like, "This, yeah, your dad still knows how to do his job."
But it's funny because
It is a big, in your face,
Oh,
bitch.
100%.
Yeah.
Because it's like this. You've been holding that back.
Right? All the skills.
but it was good because
He needed
March
to hear it.
Healy also is like, fine, I'll do this myself. And he, well, say hi to Amelia for you when you find say hi to Amelia for me when you find her. But you're not looking for a flight.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
right. He
stops
stops
dead
at
in the
the
door.
door.
And March says to Holly, did he stop? She goes, yeah. And that's when he goes on the explanation about the note. But when they roll up, because he tells him, I'll take you to the apartment. Healy says, I'm driving.
Which is probably good. For
the best.
Yeah.
And they roll up to this construction site, and there's a guy walking his dog. Sir, we're looking for the Burbank apartments. He goes, oh yeah, they tore that baby down about 2 years ago. Yeah, that's gone.
And they're just like, shit.
Fuck. And they're driving back, and they actually drive. They decide to go to the airport because like, oh shit, he was wrong.
Well, yeah, and then Ryan Gosling's like, well, they have curfews and stuff in place and still and stuff, and
They're supposed to have curfews. There's no
Yeah.
flights after 6 p.m. And Healy's just like, it's fine. And when they roll up to the airport, it's the Burbank Western Airport Hotel.
And Ryan Gosling's like, in your face.
So Ryan Gosling was right.
Just wrong.
He was just wrong hotel.
Yeah.
But he was right. It was smart. And they walk into the bar, and the bartender doesn't want to answer their questions. He's being kind of a hard ass. And they're like, look, if you answer our questions, Healy will stop. Bartender says, stop what? Grabs his tie, slams his head on the bar. He goes, now look, we can either do things the hard way, or we can do things the way we've been doing them. You go, all right, fine. Yeah, the girl came in here. She went up to the penthouse not long before you guys got here, all right? With a bunch of other guys. So just, don't go up there. Just stay down here, have a couple drinks. They had security guards, the kind of guys that look like they have no balls. Mm-hmm. You don't want to mess with that. So just have a couple drinks on me. Besides, your buddy just went up right before you. And like, our buddy? He goes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Guy went up there right before you walked in.
Said his name was John?
John. He said John something.
John Boy?
Mm-hmm. But the bartender, I don't think, got the name.
Yeah.
But this is where Russell Crowe finally tells, oh, yeah, Blueface guy mentioned it. Kill your whole family and all that. So the smart thing would be to stay down here at the bar. Because that guy's as dangerous as Blueface said he was. All right, so Corey has to dip out right now. Unfortunately, he's got prior engagement.
Everybody, I got to go see Ole Miss and USC play.
It's all right, man. You're good.
I got it.
You want to give your thoughts on the movie real fast?
If you give your thoughts now, I'll cut it in at the end. All right, Corey. We'll see you later, man.
I'll see y'all later. Sorry about having to dip out.
No, you're good.
Have fun.
I'm gonna try to.
So Corey had to leave. So we have sitting in for him is Abby.
Hi.
And this is going to be fun because Abby didn't actually watch this movie.
No, I didn't.
Abby's here to record a different episode. But now she's going to sit in for this one. So this is going to be exciting.
I'm very excited. Thank you for letting me step in.
No problem. Thank you for stepping in.
We like to have 4 people on the mics.
Yeah.
So the bartender, they bullied the bartender. Bartender told them, immediately went upstairs with a bunch of guys in suits, bodyguards, and that a buddy of theirs went up before them. And they are putting together the pieces that this is the hitman John Boy that Blueface warned them about. And they said it's smart to stay down at the bar and wait for her. But like, well, we got to go up there and help her.
It's like we gotta help the girl.
And March says, "You said it was a good idea to stay at the bar.
We should stay at the bar.
We should stay at the bar." He goes, "No. I said the smart thing to do is stay at the bar." So they get on the elevator and they have this silent elevator. They have this right upstairs, and March is like, Munich. Munich. The guy doesn't have any nuts. and Healy's like, Munich is a city in Germany.
He's
Munich.
like,
Mention. Something.
Yeah.
And when they get up to the penthouse suite, elevator opens and they just poke their heads out.
And then people are getting like blasted away.
There was a guy whose throat was slit.
Yeah, guy bleeding from the throat. And they're just, both of their reaction is just to have raised eyebrows.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
Not a word spoken. Guy gets shot. You hear people screaming. Get right back on the elevator, go back down. Mm-hmm. And as they're riding back down, you can hear glass break and a body falls out. And the guy's just, oh!
You can see him through the back of the glass elevator.
What I learned a lot about this movie from 1970s LA is there's a lot of glass everywhere. Like a lot of brown and a lot of glass. Because people just fall through glass all throughout this film.
And mirrors.
Yes.
Oddly enough, made of glass.
It makes for a good practical effect when you have like breakaway glass and stuff like that. It's just very visually enticing.
Yeah.
I think
it just makes me concerned for the safety of the children in that time period.
When
I don't think it was happening.
This movie actually takes place the year one of my siblings was born. But
that explains a lot for Tony.
Well, he wasn't born yet. It was Angel. But no, Abby mentioned, for the setting and the aesthetic of the 70s.
Yeah.
When Jack Nicholson accepted his BAFTA, he couldn't be there.
Because of the glass.
No, I'm sorry. He was... Shut up. He was filming One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when he won this award, so he couldn't be there to accept it. So on the set of the movie, they filmed something, and the movie takes place in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
So like it shows the cast, which is a young Danny DeVito and a young Christopher Lloyd and a bunch of other people standing behind this window, and Jack Nicholson walks up and he starts talking, but he's muffled from the glass. So he just breaks it, and then he starts talking. Sugar glass. And as he's talking, all the people who play all the patients walk up behind him, and he's doing the speech, appreciate it. And Danny DeVito starts picking up little pieces of the sugar glass and starts eating it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I thought you were going to say he was like just yeeting the people through. So I
No,
picture
no.
Jack Nicholson just throwing Danny
No. But he just breaks the glass, and DeVito starts eating it. And then the nurse, who is the villain of the movie, she's terrible. The actress walks up and she goes, "Mr. Nicholson needs to come back. We need to keep filming the movie." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, everybody, I gotta go."
Nice.
But that's just reminded me of when you mentioned all the glass and everything.
Yeah, I looked it up. It was 1975.
Okay, yeah.
One other tidbit. I hate those types of elevators. I figured that out.
Oh, with the glass
elevators?
the exterior elevator.
Yeah.
You can just see out of that shit. I can't stand it. I
Yeah.
have to look at the door. I'm just like, I can't look back there.
When I was a kid, we got on one up in Canada, and I was grabbing my mom's leg.
Yeah.
Like, because I was so scared of heights. I was all the way against the other side of the elevator, away from the window.
There's a particular Embassy Suites that my family would always stay in when we would go to Florida. And
Fancy little rich kid.
it's the Embassy Suites.
Hellified bougie.
It's the Embassy Suites.
You went to Florida as a kid?
Oh, what?
Wow.
What? But like, there's like a particular one where the elevator was like in the middle of the hotel, and like you would come down and see like the randomest shit. Like no matter what time, like it'd be like there'd be like a wedding, and then you would see like 8 of us in the elevator just like doing weird shit. Like I know I'm in the background of some people's wedding photos doing like the dumbest shit. Like I've been in a lot of glass elevators, specifically Embassy Suites glass elevators.
I have also been in an Embassy Suites glass elevator with you.
Yes.
And we saw a guy carrying a surfboard, and I believe we were in Charlotte.
Etta was in there too. Yeah.
Etta was there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was my 16th birthday. We got the penthouse that weekend.
That
Once
was a
again,
good. That was a good
bougie
weekend.
ass motherfucker.
Bougie.
The penthouse at their 60.
Bougie.
Moving on.
It's an Embassy Suites.
Moving
You know what
on.
I had at 16? Shoes that were falling apart. So I couldn't buy new ones.
Moving on.
But
They went back down.
So the guys go back down, and they jump in the car and they're driving away. Cops are coming. Healy pulls off into an alley, and March is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We can't leave her up there. We got to go back and get her." He says, "She's dead, man." He goes, "We don't know that. She could still be up there. She needs our help." And March goes, "She's dead." And then
My favorite thing about Ryan Gosling in this movie is like he is trying his hardest not to be there. Like he's like, can I get out of this?
Yep.
he's so goofy in this movie.
He is trying to preserve his life.
Yes.
What luck would have it, right where they are parked, on top of their car, falls Amelia.
She just
Lands.
Plop.
Actually.
Barefoot.
Lands on that shit barefoot like a superhero or some shit.
And she's wearing the same dress this entire movie. She has one outfit.
yeah.
I'm sorry, from the time
She
we
has
see her at the
2
party.
outfits.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But from the day before till now, she's wearing the same outfit. And she looks in the car, sees them, shoots, falls off the car, knocks herself unconscious. They throw her in the car, they drive home. Holly's not supposed to be home. She's supposed to be at Jessica's house.
Yes.
And when they walk in, Holly and Jessica are sitting there playing Pong. And they're carrying this unconscious woman into the house. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "You're supposed to be at Jessica's." Jessica says, "Yeah, sorry, Mr. March. My sister kicked us out. She's having a boy over." To which he responds, "God, your sister's such a slut."
And she said, "I know, I think."
And they throw Amelia onto Holly's bed. And like, well, how do we wake her up?
This circles back to Ryan Gosling's not a great dad, but he knows who his kids like
Friends are.
Yeah, friends are, and their family and things like that. He's like, well, I checked in enough for this.
He's just kind of letting her raise herself a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not
In the
always-
sense of he's gone a lot.
Yeah. But
For
he's
work.
like still
For
tapped
work.
in.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
gone
Typical
for work.
70s.
Or
Yeah.
alcoholism.
Yeah, or alcoholism, sleeping in a bathtub with a suit on.
Is that what that was? He was drunk?
Probably.
Probably.
I thought he was just being weird.
What the
I assumed he was
fuck?
drunk.
Yeah, you probably could have just assumed he was.
So, Abby, you didn't catch the beginning of this conversation about this film. The first shot we see of Ryan Gosling is him waking up in a bathtub fully clothed.
I mean, who hasn't been there at least once
What
in
the
their life?
water is also.
Oh,
there,
no.
too.
See, that's the line.
Yeah, it's
Being in a
I forgot to
bathtub-
mention the bathtub's full.
Yeah.
Being in a bathtub fully clothed, normal. Being in a bathtub fully clothed, full of water, there's a line.
He had to wash.
He was doing laundry
He
and
is
taking a bath.
multitasking.
He's just like, damn it, I gotta wash my suit. Damn it, I gotta wash myself. I got this.
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out how to wake Amelia up, and they're like, maybe we should hit her. And Holly says, maybe we shouldn't be violent. And Jessica goes, yeah, let's hit her.
Jessica has problems.
Jessica's kind of creepy.
She's going through some stuff, but also she's not great.
Yeah. Luckily, she's not here very, very long.
But she does have my favorite situation when Matt Bomber shows up, and he just throws her through the window.
Go on, little girl. Open the window. Use your body. But when she finally does wake up, they tell her that her mother hired them. And this is where we get the exposition dump of her mother is in the pocket of these automotive corporations.
Yes.
She has all the evidence to convict them of this pollution, but she's not going to because she's going to make more money this way. She had Dean killed.
This is immediately also where I was like, I don't know if I like Amelia anymore.
Yeah, because just the way she was fucking coming off while she was explaining it.
Yeah.
It's not a porno.
She could have did a much better job letting them in on what was fucking happening instead of just ranting about fascists or whatever the hell she was doing.
Well, I'm going to say, to be fair, in this girl's defense, someone was just trying to kill her. Someone has also been killing all of her friends. So
That's someone being her mother.
Right. And the people from Detroit. So Amelia, Misty Mountains, Dean, and Sid made a film
Yes.
that exposes all the dirty shit her mother's doing with the car manufacturers from Detroit.
Yes, an experimental film.
Right, and they're like, so a porno. And she goes, it's not a porno. I mean, yeah, there's nudity. So this girl made a news report into a porno.
Which is I like it,
It's different.
Yeah, it's a good way to give information to people while they're passive.
It has a hook.
So this is the first porno that is actually about the plot.
It is porn
he did say
with
that.
plot.
He says that.
One of them said that.
I think Healy
made
says
a
it.
porn with plot.
Yeah.
Which,
So
as a person that has read a lot of porn, sometimes the best message delivered to me is in...
you talking about your smut books?
I'm talking about fan fiction.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's practically porn.
You are reading your fan fiction for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, sometimes like some of the most beautiful lines I've ever had delivered to me has been when someone's getting railed.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like,
Okay.
What the fuck are you reading?
And I'm just like, oh my God, wow, that brought a tear to my eye. This insightful moment.
They were doing anal and stuff.
Oh, God.
Don't say in stuff. Just say they're doing anal.
That's an actual line from the movie.
No.
Yeah, you missed that part of the conversation.
No.
So the 13-year-old daughter, Holly, says that to someone in the movie.
Oh,
A porn actress is like, they walked in and they were doing anal and stuff. And Holly goes, don't say and stuff. Just say they were doing anal.
Just very insightful
It's
comment
really
there. Jeez.
great.
Yeah.
So
I got to see this movie.
So
pretty good.
Dean was making the movie. Sid was producing the movie. Misty was in the movie. I believe also, I don't think Amelia was in the movie. She was just the one with all the information.
No, I think Amelia is in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only scene we ever see is the one with Misty.
Wasn't she dating one of the...
She was dating Dean.
Yeah.
Dean's the guy who actually cut the film. So Dean died. The next day, Misty Mountains died. 2 days later, Sid ends up dead. And now they're trying to get Amelia.
Yeah, and then they get a phone call from Yaya.
Yeah, they all step out because they let Amelia rest. When the phone rings, March goes to answer it, and it's Tolly. And she's concerned. She says, look, I don't know what's going on, but Judith called me, said she needed $100,000 cash delivered to her right now. I'm scared to bring it, so can you do it? He goes, yeah, that's fine. Hell, you can send her over here, or you can come over here too, because we found Amelia. Oh, you found her? That's great. We'll send the family doctor.
Yeah, and and Ryan Gosling is such so wet for this girl. Like he is.
Oh, he's thinking with his dick.
Oh, willing to forgive her anything. He's like, oh yeah, let me give you every information that I've ever learned about this woman right now.
No, I guess at the time he didn't really have a reason to suspect her.
True.
To be fair. But yeah, he also did want to get with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went for a little ride, and we learned another reason why Ryan Gosling does not get the fucking drive.
Because he can't.
When they go pick up the money, he tells Holly and Jessica to watch Amelia, and they go pick up the money, and when they get there, Healy tells him a story about Nixon. It's like, look at it from two sides. Like a guy worked Nixon's security detail, got out, saw a guy on the side of the road dying in a car crash, goes over to help him, says, look, Nixon does this actually. Nixon runs over and says, you're going to be all right, we're going to get you help. And the guy looks up and dies. Mm-hmm. He goes, well, think about it from two sides. Like, he takes his fucking story on a walk. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Gosling's like, so what you're saying is there's two sides to every story? You know, the kid thought he was going to be okay, then he looked up and saw Richard Nixon? And he's like, yeah. You know, well, just say that. Because, I mean...
Just say there's two sides to every story.
Yeah. You know, yeah, but that would be kind of chilling, wouldn't it? Last thing you ever saw would be Richard Nixon.
I would be freaking out.
Then he also said, did you like the story? I believe he also was just like, did you like the story, though? He was like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. And then, but that's when I think Healy is the one that says something about last thing you ever see is Nixon, and March goes, that'd be fucking terrifying. Mm-hmm. And Tolly comes down, gives him the money.
Is Richard Nixon still the president?
At this point, no. They already mentioned he got kicked out of office.
Gotcha.
When Tolly gives him the money, she says, all right, there's $100,000 in cash in here. I packed it myself. He gives March gives the suitcase to Healy, and he turns back. He goes, hey, I'll call you when this is over. And she has a very puzzled look on her face, like, why the fuck is he going to call me?
Right?
She is not into this man whatsoever. But he is infatuated with her, especially when she gets big hair.
He's like 2 steps from proposing to her.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I would. My future ex-wife.
You just met her in this movie.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
You have a type.
I do. Big hair. They're riding down the road now with the money in March's convertible. Mm-hmm. He says something to Healy about, man, aren't you nervous? He goes, no, I'm not really nervous. That's why I carry this bad boy. The ankle gun.
Yeah.
And
he like lifts up his leg and like
he shows it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he March is trying to light a cigarette while he's driving, and Healy says, what are you doing, man? Let go of the wheel. These cars practically drive themselves. He goes, what? He goes, yeah, just let go of the wheel.
Did he say first that he was sleepy?
Oh, you're right.
He said, I'm sleepy. I'm going to have to switch places with you. You have to drive. And he's just like, you ain't got to do that. Just let go of the wheel. The car drives itself. And he's just like, it does? Like, yeah, man. And he just lets that shit go. He's like, nice.
I didn't know they did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I was just like, what the fuck? The car drives itself?
Right? I was like...
As soon as this started, like when he let go and the car was driving itself, I was like, this isn't real.
I was just like, what the fuck? What 70s car drove itself? And I'm just sitting here just puzzled until...
I don't know enough about cars from the 70s or in general to be like, maybe, yeah, that car can't drive itself. I was
all kinds of confused until the bug showed up.
Cars can barely drive themselves now.
No, y'all haven't seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Because I have definitely tried to let my car drive itself, and it's just like, hey, steer the car. It like tells you in the dashboard, like steering is required. And I'm just like,
hold on to the wheel.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need the car from the nice guys. But he's sitting there and he said, man, I didn't know cars could do that. And suddenly there's a gigantic bee in the back seat.
And it's like hilarious because I was like, man, that bee sounds like Hannibal Buress.
Was it?
Yes.
I know my dude's voice. That bee was chill as fuck. You know, man, you can't drive worth shit. And they're riding. The bee has a cigarette. And he goes, man, you don't even drive. You fly everywhere. He goes, not since this smog. We can't fly anywhere. That's why I'm in the car. You know, oh, fair point.
That's right.
And I think Healy calls him Bumble.
Yep.
He refers to the bee as Bumble. And then suddenly Healy goes, wake up! Wake up! Fucking March fell asleep behind the wheel. They crash into those water containers they use for road construction.
Okay, because I was like, what are... I've seen them, but I never knew what they were for.
Yeah, they're just like a barricade.
Oh,
but also they're
my
like...
first thought was like, oh, so the workers could have drinking water.
No,
oh,
I think the water is to hold them in place. Because
add some weight.
Add some weight to it.
Okay.
It also is easier than transporting like dirt and stuff to keep it weighed down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they crash into that. Suitcase flies out of the car, hits the bridge above them, flies open. A bunch of paper flies out of it.
And what gets me is Ryan Gosling is like, man, they must have switched the suitcases and not were being played.
Yeah.
Tolly packed it herself. She said so.
It was a distraction.
Why would she do that? I wonder...
Is this lady's name Tolly or is it Tally? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't... I don't think they emphasize it on enough for us to be like, yeah. It doesn't matter.
They got played, so now they have to go back to...
He calls the house.
Yeah.
March tries to call the house, but Jessica's on the fucking phone.
Talking about John Boy.
The Waltons.
Yes.
The Waltons come up a lot in this movie.
When I don't know enough about the Waltons to catch any references.
I don't. Is the Waltons not the show that the series finale ended with like everyone saying goodnight in the house, like night John boy, night Pa, night blah blah blah. That might be the only thing I know about the Waltons.
I don't know enough about it to
We're
be
not
able
the
to say anything.
demographic
I know, right?
for this.
Sorry.
The Waltons are
Yeah.
from the 70s, so.
Yeah, it might be older than that. So they realize, shit, this was a distraction. We need to get back to the house. And this is where the family doctor shows up, played by Matt
Bomber.
Bomber. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And
White collar himself.
his name's Dr. Malik. And he looks so fucking creepy in this movie. He looks like Crispin Glover from Wilfred.
He looks like Crispin Glover from Charlie's Angels.
He looks like Crispin Glover from, what's that movie we watched?
Back to the Future?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this movie, so I can't speak to what Matt Bomer looks like.
Just go ahead and Google Matt Bomer. Bomer?
Yes.
I think it's Bomer.
Just Google him, the nice guys. He looks fucking
I'm going
atrocious.
to assume before I actually do this, I'm going to assume it's something similar to the way he looked when he was on American Horror Story, and
I don't know.
I am.
It's a combination of a bad haircut and crazy eyes.
So the crazy eyes, definitely. The hair,
What'd you find? What picture did you find?
the promo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind
Promo
of like when we
pictures.
first meet him.
And why is the hair reminds me of the first season of Dexter. Or like when Dexter, in the TV show Dexter, when they would show flashbacks and they were trying to make a grown man look younger and they just kind of pushed his hair forward.
Oh, like they did with Christian Bale in Batman Begins. In the
Yes.
flashbacks.
Is that a thing? Like,
Apparently.
It is. Yeah. So sometimes when they don't want to hire a second actor, or if they feel like
this guy's young enough.
it's not enough of a flashback for it to be reasonable to hire a separate actor. You know, if it's only a few years in the past, they can kind of do it by changing their hair, and they do that a lot in
You know what a big
movies
reason
and
that
TV
is?
shows.
Men's hairlines mature as we get older. So
Yeah.
if we don't go bald, but our hairline is going to change. It's not that we're going bald, it's just your hairline is maturing.
Yeah,
So they'll just push the hair in front of their face to hide that mature hairline.
and the forehead wrinkles.
What does a mature hairline look like?
It's gonna recede a little bit, even if you don't go bald. It happens to women too. Like your hairline, you'll get like a little bit of thinning around your temples. Also, you can start to your hair will start to change color.
But yeah, so Matt Bomer has that awful haircut. He walks in and he calls Holly Nurse Holly because she's like, she's okay. She's just sleeping back there. But she's not too bad. And he goes, "Is your dad home?"
Don't like that.
And she
No,
goes,
he doesn't say it like that.
well,
Either way,
he kind of does. Matt Bomer's creepy in this movie.
He's not. But he's efficient.
No, he's not that efficient.
At the end, he is. Or at the end of this scene, he
He
is.
too was lucky. Everybody was lucky.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Except, what's her name?
So he asks, "Is her dad home?" She says he'll be back in about an hour. He goes, "Where's our patient?" She's in that back room right there sleeping. Jessica is on the phone, and whoever she's talking to, they're talking about the Waltons. And she says, "Hey, what's the name of that guy on the Waltons with the hockey puck on his face?" Matt Bomer's character has a big mole on the side of his face, which I assume is why they call him John Boy, because I assume the guy who plays John Boy on the Waltons has a mole on his face.
Sure.
I'm just guessing.
I'm gonna look it up.
yeah.
And this is the moment where Holly realizes,
There it is.
how about that? That's the guy from It.
Jonathan Landis?
No.
Jonathan Brandis.
Stop.
Richard
that's the,
Earl Thomas.
That's the grown Jonathan Brandis. That's the guy who plays older Bill with the awful ponytail.
Oh my God, is it?
Look at him. Look at the picture Jeremy pulled up.
Wait a minute.
It's the guy from It.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, I get very excited when talking about scary movies,
Yeah.
as we'll hear when I do a full
That's going to
episode.
be a good episode.
So this is where Holly realizes, all right, this guy's bad. And she tries to distract him. She goes, "Oh, Dr. Malcolm, you want a cookie? There's some in the kitchen."
And Jessica's dumbass does not know how to read the room and play along with whatever's going on. Because she's like, we don't have any cookies.
I checked, remember?
Yeah. And Holly's like, no, I found some here. And she reaches in and then pulls out a gun.
The gun, the jar gun comes back. And this is where he goes, "Oh, Holly. Oh, this is disappointing. And he looks at his watch and he goes, "You're holding me up." Holly tells Jessica to dial 911. And
Jessica's dumbass like, I don't know what to do.
But it's great because John Boy pulls out like an old-timey like razor blade. And he says, "Jessica, if you help me with this, I'll only kill Holly." And these are both like 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And
like actual canonical 13-year-old girls.
Yeah. But it's funny because Jessica's path to the phone, instead of going behind Holly who has the gun,
around to safety,
runs between them. Malik picks her up and chucks her out a plate glass window. And right at this moment, March and Healy pull up to the house.
And they just see this girl just go through this window.
Like, did you hear that? No, they didn't see it.
Oh.
They didn't see it. They asked, "Did you hear that? What was that?" And then they see Malik walking to his car. "Evening. Hey, did you hear a weird noise?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah. That was me." Opens his trunk. "I just threw a girl through your window." And he pulls out a fucking machine gun and he starts shooting at them.
Unloading throughout this house.
Beautiful.
Just wrecking this house. March runs into the house. Healy's giving him cover fire. He grabs both the girls, and Amelia is hiding in a closet.
Yes.
And when they open the closet, Amelia comes out and she goes, "Fucking fascists!" And so he stores all three girls in the closet, and Holly's like, "Dad, your gun!" And she sticks the hand out and waving the gun in March's face.
No gun safety.
None. Healy manages to dive through the window and get into the house, and he's pinned down in the kitchen. He runs out of bullets. March runs in with two guns now. Healy says, "March, throw me the gun. And this motherfucker, he throws it right out the fucking window.
Clear out the fucking window. And he's like, damn.
He just goes, "Fuck!"
And so he like he grabs the cookie jar and is like trying to give him bullets to shoot the guy with.
Because they still have the jar gun.
Yeah.
That was his personal gun he threw out the window. And at this moment, Amelia fucking books it.
Yeah, she's like, "I gotta get out of here."
She's like, "Tell Mr. Healy thanks for nothing."
And then
Hauls ass. In this moment, they start hearing police sirens. So John Boy is like, "Okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here." He jumps in his car, he drives away. And this is where Amelia's luck fucking runs out. Mm-hmm. Because she runs down into the street, is flagging down a car, and that car just happens to be John Boy.
Yeah, this is a lesson in don't hitchhike. Sometimes you just gotta go on your own. Because if she had not flagged him down, she would have been okay. But also, if she stayed in the house, she also would have been okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
If she had just stayed put. But his reaction, I think when he sees her, he just goes, "Oh."
And he's like, "How about that?"
Yeah, he's like, "This is lucky."
What luck?
Yeah.
And she goes, "Help me, you gotta get me out of here." And just bam, bam. Dead in the street.
He indeed helps her and gets her out of there.
He gets her out of that body.
She's out.
The confirmation of her being dead is the police do the little thing where they cover her with a sheet. She's laying in the street, eyes wide open. Healy's watching. He looks very distraught because he really wanted to help this girl. He spent this whole movie trying to protect her. Even though at first it was just a job.
It's always just a job.
It's always just the job. And Holly's back in the alley reading her book, I believe. No, I'm sorry. She got killed right across the street from where their house burnt down. March is in the lot, leaning up against a tree. Sorry. Next morning, they're getting let go from jail. The lawyer is like, "Look, you guys are lucky. You got off scot-free. No charges against you. But there's nothing we can do. Like, she works for the Department of Justice. We can't take this woman down. You got no evidence. You got nothing. So just let it go." He tells them you need to change your stories real fast. They're riding in the cab back to the house with Holly, and this is where Healy is putting things together. He's like, "Look, she clearly had all these people killed. She's connected to this. We need to keep looking into it." And Holly has that great line of, "I need a drink." When they get back to March's house, it's taped off. They're like, "Look, we're gonna stay at a nice hotel. Go inside, get your stuff." And who pops up but Mrs. Glenn?
Yep.
Still convinced that her niece is alive, trying to get him to look for her. And she says to Healy, he goes, "Why does no one believe me? I saw my niece." He goes, "Ma'am, I don't know. She goes, I saw her 2 days after she supposedly died." And
in that blue
pinstripe suit. And Healy says, "I found a blue pinstripe suit when we were at Shattuck's house." He goes, "Wait, you found a suit?" He goes, "Yeah. It had the name of the movie on it." He said,
and Missy's name.
He goes, "That was a wardrobe for the movie." he says, Mrs. Glenn, what, take us to your niece's house. They roll up to the house, and there's a big window on the front. And she goes, that's where I saw her, right there against that wall. And I saw that girl leave. When they go in the house, March is looking around. And he goes, hold on. Well, he's looking around this table, and he finds a switch. Table opens up, and a projector pops out. Mm-hmm. He says, that's how you saw your niece, Mrs. Glenn. Amelia was over here 2 days after Misty died, and she was watching the film on that wall. That's how you saw your niece. That means she made a copy of the movie. The guys at the hotel that she was going to see were distributors. They were going to try to put that movie out so she could get all the dirty laundry of her mother out into the world to see. Because she says something about the night Amelia died. She said something about if it was in the theater, there's nothing they could do about it. It was already out there.
Yes.
All right, we gotta find the other film. Where would it be? And there's a note on the table that says the show opening night, and it's got a date on it, which is that day.
Mm-hmm. Convenient.
And they realize it's the automotive show. The Detroit Auto Show is happening tonight.
Which, is that a thing? Were people showing porn at Detroit auto shows?
No.
Okay.
They spliced the film so that there was going to be...
It was just
and it's not porn.
Sorry, experimental films?
Yeah, it's an experimental film.
Gotcha.
That's how they plan to get it out there. They plan to show it to all these people in that moment.
Gotcha, okay.
They show porn.
The 70s were weird.
No.
The 70s were weird. And
shit, it's weird now.
It was a weird
Took
time.
the words out of my fucking mouth.
That's 2024 is weird, damn it.
So, but either way.
People are a little freer with their tits, though.
Amen.
I feel like we're getting back to that now.
I don't understand it. Like, if I was ever making a movie and they were like, look, you can't show female nipples. I was like, well, I'm not showing any male nipples either. Like, all these guys are putting shirts on. You keep your nips under lock and key.
That's
if
right.
they can't show their nips, you can't show your nips.
That's right.
Amen.
I've said it on previous episodes. I am an equal opportunity pervert.
He is. We are also very pro-sex work in this household.
Yes, absolutely.
So they head to the non-pornographic auto show.
Yes.
Yeah, so they figure out it's going to be at the auto show.
The experimental film auto show.
They also figure out they've met someone who can still handle film. Mm-hmm. Our little guy, Chet.
They're like, I know a guy.
He's a projectionist. Mm-hmm. He's got the movie. And when they get to the auto show, they bring Holly with them. I guess because they have nowhere else to leave her. She can't be trusted at Jessica's house.
She can't be trusted. She's
going to sneak in.
Yes. They're like, her safest place is with us.
Also, most dangerous place.
And then it's just girls talking next to cars and old men in suits.
Yeah, they got the models. The models up on the platforms with the cars. Actually, I really like the way it starts because it starts like an old movie, and then it slowly dissolves into a very high resolution shot in the film. Totally forgot to mention at the beginning of this movie, we had the retro 1970s Warner Brothers logo.
Ooh.
Totally forgot about that until just now. I love that opening, the little opening shot of it.
Did we?
Yeah.
I like when movies and production companies put that effort in.
Yeah. Movies set in the 70s, let's give it a 70s look. When they get to the auto show, the first thing they do is they go to the projection room, and they're trying to find this movie. There's film reels, they're going through them, they can't find it. They're looking at the film that's in the projector, nothing. They tell Holly to wait in the hallway while they're in there, and while they're in there, Tolly walks in.
And then Ryan Gosling's like, Tolly, you'll never believe this. Someone swapped the suitcases.
And she's just like, no shit. But he also is just like immediately like, wow, you look great. How'd you get your hair so big?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. He is in love with this woman.
He's ready down to pound.
And she basically is telling them, hands up. There's a knock on the door. There's room service.
We're not there yet, though.
We're not?
Because before that, Ryan Gosling tries to go for the leg gun.
No. That's what gives him the distraction to go for the leg gun.
Oh, okay.
And then she knocks again. But, yeah, he goes for the ankle gun. And Tolly's like, what is he doing? And Healy says, I don't know, I'll ask him.
And he's like down there rolling around, patting Healy's legs.
Where is it? Where's what? Your ankle gun. Who told you I had an ankle gun? You did the other night when we crashed the car. Oh, shit. Did I dream that? Yeah, you dreamt that, you idiot.
I was sure he had a secret ankle gun and was going to pull it out later, and he never did.
Healy never carries a gun. That's a lie. He does carry a gun, but not an ankle gun. But there's another knock on the door. Room service. And Tolly goes, It's okay, Holly. You can come in now. Nice try, Holly. I goes, yeah, I thought it was a nice try. And she throws coffee on Tali. And Tali says, why did you just throw cold coffee on me? And Holly's like, I thought it would be hot.
Right.
I found it in the hallway. I thought it would be hot.
That was a good idea, sweetie. I like where your head's at. That could have worked.
I would have mollywopped that kid.
Oh, dude.
Right there when I realized she tried to throw hot scalding coffee on me, I would have mollywopped her for the intent of throwing scalding coffee on me. I've been like, oh.
Nope.
So I'm going to mollywop you.
Beating that kid. But Tali's like, all right, everybody gets the wall. And she slips on the hot coffee, smashes her head on the floor.
Cold coffee.
Oh, cold coffee.
Yep.
Smashes her head on the floor. My apologies.
No, you're fine.
And knocks herself out.
Shoots the gun, and they're all like, well, that worked out.
That worked out well.
And they leave, but it's funny because when they leave, I think Russell Crowe gives the little girl a high five, and March grabs a pillow, and he puts it under Tali's head,
Yes.
and then he, like, pats her hair.
So soft.
Yeah. It's so soft.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm telling you.
He's smitten with this woman.
Smitten. So then they come up with a plan. All right, we got to find Chet.
Yep.
Because before they went into the projection room, they asked the guy, where's Chet? He's downstairs getting a drink. All right. Thanks, buddy. The guy's like, how'd you know my name was Buddy?
Oh, okay.
He looks like a guy named Buddy, too.
Yeah, he does.
Good job, buddy.
So they split up. Healy tells March to take the rooftop bar. He's going to take the show floor. Mm-hmm. March goes up to the rooftop bar, walks to the bar, tells Holly to stay at this table. The guy's like, what'll it be, buddy? Bartender says that. Oh, nothing. He goes, open bar.
And then it pans to him, and then it pans away, and we're like, oh no.
I gotta
he's
say,
gonna get drunk.
I feel like they would have got you with this one too, Erica.
You know they would. I would have been.
It's like, oh no, I'm good. I'm not supposed to be drinking tonight. Like it's an open bar. You're just like
Jack and Coke.
Immediately.
Let me get a lemon drop right here.
Shit, you didn't say it was free.
Say less.
I was like, you know what? 10 wouldn't hurt.
It's like, what time does this close? I'll be back. I'll circle back around here.
Where are the other bars at? I want to hit each one.
Like, you know what?
Little mini bar crawl.
I'm going to go find the film real fast, and I'm going to be back.
Yeah.
But
you hold tight.
This ice will be melted by the time I get back, and that's when I need another drink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a 20 anytime I say the code word rats. I would like this back, please.
If you hear me say the word Detroit, drink. Oh, also, we missed it in that scene. Oh, excuse me, Jeremy. In that scene when Tali walks in, she is the one that tells them this is all Misty's fault. Because Misty was running her mouth about the movie when she was in Detroit. Which is why they knew about it and they started sending people to kill the movie makers.
Side question. Is Detroit really known for porn? Is that like a porn hub?
I don't think so.
Oh!
No. I saw that happen.
Is that the titular porn hub?
No.
Your fucking neurons
I don't
fired
believe
one
so.
second.
But yeah, you're right though. It cuts away from March at the bar. Healy's down on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. It cuts to Chet at the bar.
Yes, drinking that drink.
He's got a big drink and
He takes a big gulp of it, and Healy pops up behind him.
Nope, John Boy.
Oh.
John Boy pops up because he's like, he's projectionist. He's got this real creepy voice.
But it doesn't sound like that.
I can't do a Matt Bomer. I'm sorry. I can talk like Russell Crowe's real voice.
No.
I haven't done that at all this whole episode.
It's not.
I haven't done an Australian accent once. See, I'm holding back.
I appreciate it. The restraint
Don't
there.
worry, it's coming. Matt Bomer's like, John Boy. It's like, they said that we had a problem on 9. They said the projector fell over and the film's all over the floor.
He's like, film is spilled?
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
we need you to come with me so we can fix it.
Oh no, not Chet.
Chet, by the way, you missed it. Val Kilmer's son.
I just looked that up. Yeah.
So Chet goes with John Boy, and
Yes.
Healy is looking for him. He winds up in a back alley, and he hears Chet.
Gurgling in pain.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to describe it. He's in a dumpster.
Yeah.
This is where fucking John Boy really fucked up. You had this guy, you beat the shit out of him, but you didn't finish the job. Kill this kid! Because now he gives the information to the good guys. The film they are looking for, with all the dirt on the auto manufacturer, has been spliced into the movie that's commercial, that's supposed to play at the auto show. Literally, when they were in the room, Healy was looking at the film in his hand. It was right there in front of him.
How does one splice a film?
The way it's exactly how it sounds.
Yeah.
You just cut it
you
and
literally-
then glue it?
It kind of.
It might be more heat related, but like a low heat because you don't want to melt the film. I don't know. I've never made film. So you take the film cell, and there's the two little pictures. You cut in between that, and then you take the new film you want to add, and you attach it, whether it be glue or heat, at both ends, and then boom, you got a splice together movie.
Is that how people edited films back in the day?
Yeah. By hand.
Yeah.
By hand.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
one frame would be this, and then the next frame is the shit you spliced in.
Crazy.
They
Yeah.
did some stuff with that with I want to think The Exorcist. Didn't they do some splicing with The Exorcist?
There's lots of stuff with that movie.
Yeah, but this is like putting a whole other movie in the movie to hide it, right?
So if you started playing it, it would start playing as the normal thing. Boom, porno. Sorry, experimental film.
There you go.
And then it would end with, presumably, it would end with the normal thing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
so that's what they did. They spliced it in. Now the bad guys know where that is,
Yes.
and John Boy
Well, the good guys.
and the bad guys.
Yes. The nice guys, if you will.
Oh, how about that? John Boy radios in that the movie is spliced into the projector, and that is answered by Keith David. Welcome back to the movie. Keith David answers and says, "All right, I'm on it." And he sees the little girl at the bar, and she heard the radio call, so she gets up at the same time. He grabs her, walks to the bar, puts a gun to her back, and tells March, like, "Look, I got a gun to your daughter's spine. Come with me, otherwise I'm going to kill both of you."
I'm going to say it. There's not enough shooting of this little girl.
Like, the girl's shooting a gun or someone shooting the little girl?
Both.
Oh, my God. Kill that kid. I want
It
to see
would
the
solve a
girl
lot of people's problems if they just,
kill the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they don't want
Okay.
to. I mean, Matt Bomer was ready to kill the kids.
Oh, yeah.
He fucked up there, too. He should have just killed both of them. When March turns around, he puts on these sunglasses and he starts singing. Like, drunk, wasted again.
Yes.
And he goes, "What's the words to that song?" "I don't remember." And Keith David's like, "You drunk fuck." Take him up to the rooftop, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought you here. What was I thinking?" And he goes, "Yeah, what the fuck are you thinking bringing a kid here?" Says Keith David, the guy who's got a gun to the kid's back.
Right? He's like, this is your fault.
Yeah. And he's like,
Bad parenting.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Holly, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. I love you. Duck." She's like, "What?" He goes, "Duck." He takes up his sunglasses and he hits
Yeah.
Keith David. And this is where he also hits him with a chair. And he pulls out his gun. He shoots Keith David like 3 or 4 times. And he and Keith David go tumbling off the roof.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad for Keith David because Keith David lands beside the pool and turns into a puddle.
Ugh.
March lands in the pool. And it's great because when he
Opens his eyes, he sees Nixon
he sees Richard Nixon.
like swimming his
And
way
Nixon's
up.
just pointing at him underwater. And he's like, "Whoa, whoa!"
Okay.
But also, this is also the moment where Matt Bomer throws a grenade into one of the show cars,
Great.
starts shooting up toward the projection booth. Car blows up, shootout starts. Healy starts shooting at Bomer.
Well, at this point, the movie's played, right?
The movie had started playing. You're right, I missed that part.
Yes.
Yeah, the movie had started. People are starting to see the porno. And it's like...
No.
Experimental film. I apologize, respectfully. But one of the guys in the movie is like, "I don't care how poisonous these cars are. I don't care. I just want money." And it's supposed to be the big shot car guy that we saw on the news report at the beginning of the film. Paulson, I think his name is, and he's there.
Yes.
He tells his goons to get the film. Holly goes up to the projection room. Tolly's there trying to destroy it. They get into a little scuffle. Holly gets the film in its canister, and she rolls it out the window. And
Hoping for the best.
hoping. And Tolly goes for it, and she knocks herself out again. And I think that's the last time we see her in the movie.
I think you're right.
So now they're chasing this canister across the show. There's a shootout between March, Healy, and John Boy. John Boy's killing a bunch of security guys that work for Paulson because they're trying to take him down. March and Healy have this great conversation of, "What are you doing down here? I told you to be on the roof." He goes, "Yeah, I was in the pool." He goes, Did you fall again?" He's like, "Did you fall into the pool?" He goes, "I think I'm invincible. I don't think I can die."
Yeah.
They see the film landed near a car. Healy tells March, "I'm going to cover you. You go get the film." And when he's running for it, he dives behind this Corvette. I think it's Healy throws himself at like 2 guards, and he is legitimately mollywopping these guys, just beating them.
Yes.
And he tells Marge, he goes, "Go! I got this. You get the movie." He picks up the film. It's hot. He's running, and John Boy is chasing him. They go down a couple levels in the hotel, and they end up going out a window, and March is in the lowest parking lot, and John Boy is shooting at him.
Is this where March falls through like 4 windows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how he gets down to the lowest level.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And John Boy is on the upper platform, almost like a walkway, on the roof of the walkway, shooting at him. Healy tackles John Boy, and he gets him in this hold where he like twists his jacket around. He grabs his shoulder and he flips him up over his head.
It was very much a wrestling move.
Yeah, and when he lets go of him, Healy has a grenade pin stuck to his finger.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and he looks at it. He looks shocked. He runs off, and John Boy like trying to get his coat off of him. And this is kind of one of the funnier deaths for me because he takes his coat off and he throws it over the edge, and it lands on a security guard who has a gun on March, and the guy just gets blown up. Great death in the movie. Healy is choking John Boy to death, and of course, good citizen Holly has to walk up.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, Mr. Healy, don't do that. You're better than that. You're not a killer."
She's like, if you kill this man, I will never talk to you again.
And that does it. He's
okay.
like, I don't want to lose the respect of this kid.
This 13-year-old that I just met 2 days ago.
Yeah, and he tells John Boy, "Hey, asshole, you owe your life to a 13-year-old girl," and he just punches him and knocks him out. March manages to get his hands on the film. He's got it. It's safe. They all regroup. He's sitting there, March, with the film in hand, and he pulls out a cigarette. Cops roll up, and he goes, "That would be the cops. Cigarette, lighter." Cops get out, and it kind of does that thing where the sound is kind of fading out, and you can just hear the cops, "Sir, are you all right?" He's not acknowledging them. He's just lighting a cigarette.
He probably has a concussion from all those.
He got hit by like 2 cars chasing the film.
Yeah.
But you can hear the cops say, "Oh, he's not responsive. Let's go inside and see if we can find anybody else." And then we go to, it looks like a courthouse, and they're sitting there. Kuttner walks in, and like, don't look at her. Don't even acknowledge her. Don't talk to her. And she sits down, and she's like, "Well, boys, you may have stopped me, but you're not going to stop Detroit. Like, they need people like me. I was just following orders."
She's like, "I was following protocol."
Protocol. You're right, protocol. March starts speaking in German, and she says, "What's wrong with him?" And Healy leans back and looks at her and says, "I believe he's making a connection between you and Adolf Hitler." And they're like, "I didn't kill my daughter. Detroit had her killed." And March says, "Yeah, they took a vote. It was a big turnout." And basically, they got her.
Yep.
But
they didn't get the bigger man.
There was not enough evidence to connect the automotive industries to these murders. But they got her.
Didn't she said that though?
Yeah.
She was just like, y'all are gonna take me out, but then somebody's just gonna come in. And basically do the same thing.
And then it's sometime later because Marsh's car has been fixed of all of its bullet holes and it's been repainted. It's finally got a fresh paint job. The paint job it had throughout most of this movie, it looked rough. And he rolls up to this bar. Holly's inside, and he asks, "Where is he?" She just points, and he's over there. He walks over to the bar, and Healy is finally drinking.
Well, he's not on the job.
He's not. But this is the first time we've seen him drunk. This is where they talk about the automotive industries are going to walk. They don't have the evidence for them. They're off scot-free. But now they're partners. March pulls out a flyer for the Nice Guys agency. And he goes, "Sorry, you look Filipino." And Healy goes, "I look Mexican."
This Irish Bronx man.
Yeah. And he says, "Look, it doesn't matter, man, with these car companies. Everyone's going to be driving electric cars in 5 years tops. Mark my words." And he goes, "Look, I think this went pretty well. We caught one of the bad guys. Nobody got hurt." Healy says, "A couple people died." He goes, "Yeah, but they died quick. They didn't actually get hurt."
Quick, not wrong.
Quick deaths.
What about Chet in the dumpster?
He might have died.
We don't know for sure.
But he was definitely hurt.
Yeah.
March sees one more bee on the bar, and he freaks out, has a little panic attack. And he says, "Look, now we have a case. Our first case is this old lady thinks her husband is sleeping with Linda Carter."
And he goes, Wonder Woman?
Or Linda Carter.
Yeah.
He goes, "But the man's 82, so it's time sensitive. So we need to hurry up." And they cheers and they have a drink, and boom, that's the end of our movie.
Nice.
Directed by Shane Black.
I feel like this it had the potential for a sequel. Like this movie deserves a sequel.
It's been 8 years, and we've had no sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice took 36. So,
but we don't have that kind of time with Russell Crowe. He also put on a lot of weight for this movie. This isn't all naturally him. He felt like his character should be kind of stocky. He wanted to be like a brawler.
Gotcha.
But also, Russell Crowe apparently said this is one of the few films he wanted to do a sequel for.
Oh, wow.
I would love a sequel to this movie.
Like, I feel like this had a, like you referenced,
automotive
it had a Lethal Weapon, like...
Of course, because they were written by the same guy.
Yeah.
written by the same guy.
Shane Black wrote Lethal Weapon, and he wrote and directed this.
The buddy cop vibe.
I gotta see this movie.
It's really good. So, I've kind of already given it away, but I would absolutely not have regretted seeing this in the theater. I regret I didn't see it in the theater. Great movie, loved it. The noir plot, I think, worked really well. Shane Black, please give us a sequel to this film. Erica, what'd you think?
This is a dad light film.
Oh, God.
Like a young dad, like a 25-year-old dad film.
What?
Not for me, you know. Like, I liked it. I never want to see it again, but I did like it.
So you wouldn't have regretted seeing this in the theater?
If you had taken me on a date to see it in 2016 and you paid for it, yeah, no, I wouldn't have regretted it. No. But if my own money is going to it, I don't know if I would have been super satisfied.
Well, we'll go with that response because it's more based on money you're spending on it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Jeremy?
I wouldn't have regretted seeing it in theaters. It was entertaining.
Good time?
Yep, good time.
Like, legitimate laughs were had in this film.
Oh, yeah. I was laughing hysterically throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed this.
Alternate title of the podcast, Erica watches dad films.
I've seen a lot of dad films.
Dadcast.
Dadcast.
And Abby needs to watch this movie.
I need to watch this movie.
Yes.
I just speaking on a personal side, I don't see a lot of action movies in theaters, so I don't think I would have gone to see this in theaters. 2016, we were in college. No, we were not. We were out of college.
Yeah.
I know when I went to college.
Well, this is less of an action movie, more of a comedy mystery movie.
Maybe I would have gone to see it, but
Would you have regretted seeing it? Was the question. Like, if you had gone to see it,
I don't think she can really answer that.
I really can't answer. Yeah, I can't speak to that, but I will say that based on the description, the discussion, and everything I've seen, I do want to see it. So wouldn't have gone to see it in theaters just based off of the general surface vibe, but 100% would have streamed it. Will be streaming it within the next couple of weeks.
Most of the movies we've watched, I would not have just been like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah.
Some of them, I wish I had saw in theaters. Like, when we did Back to the Future, when we rewatched it, I was like, I kind of wish I would have saw this in the theaters had I been alive.
Yeah.
First of all, I love this movie. I've always liked it from the first time I saw it, just because it's corny but good in humor. Because Ryan Gosling shows his comedy, like Erica was saying, and Russell Crowe has it, and then shows his sternness.
So you're saying you would not have regretted seeing this in the theater?
Oh, never regret it.
That's our most of our conversation. So for 2016, what do you guys think a movie ticket would have cost you to see this movie?
Since I was alive in 2016,
The year we met.
the year we met, yeah, it's
Aw.
not too long before we started dating. This movie came out, maybe the month before.
I don't know the actual full release date.
I'm going to guess $8.16.
Okay, Jeremy.
$10.
$10. Abby, you want to take a guess?
Yeah, I was thinking about 10 to 11 in there.
I thought Erica was about to guess the exact number. $8.65.
Damn, so close.
So close.
Man.
Erica was real close.
Movie tickets have gone up.
I was gonna say 9, but
That would also make sense.
I didn't go to the movies live.
All right, so that's our conversation on The Nice Guys. Our next episode in 2 weeks is going to be a nice little film that Abby picked for us.
It's your first full episode.
It'll be my first full episode. I'm very excited about it.
It is Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn from 2020.
Yeah.
Nice little body swap horror comedy. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun conversation.
It's going to be a good episode.
Yeah. All right, so this is our episode on The Nice Guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a day. I'm Adam.
I'm Erica.
I'm Abby.
I'm Jeremy.
And we've been getting to the theater. You guys have a good one.